Hi everyone, it's Chet here from websitewizard.tv. In this video I'm going to show you how to build a profitable blog, and you're not going to find any other tutorial like this because in this video I'm going to show you how you can make a ton of money from your blog. So we're not just building any blog, we're building a money making blog. We're going to be using a beautiful theme which I've personally created myself for you guys, and you're going to love it. It's sleek, beautiful and perfect for blogging. Plus, it's responsive, which means your blog will display perfectly on any screen size, whether it's a mobile, tablet or a desktop. I'm also going to show you how to do SEO for your blog, so you can start showing up in Google and getting search engine traffic. So if you're looking to create an awesome blog online and learn how to make money from your blog, then this video is perfect for you. I'm going to cover everything step by step from start to finish, so it doesn't matter if you're a complete beginner, you've got no experience. All you need to do is follow along with me in the video, apply the steps, and you'll have your blog up in no time. So how much money can you make from these blogs? Well, I've made around $25,000 in just over a year from one blog alone, so you can make great money from these blogs, and I'm going to talk about this in more detail in just a moment. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content like this. And for all of you new subscribers, let me know who've subscribed by leaving a comment below the video saying I subscribed, and I'll reply to each and every one of you. So this right here is the blog we're going to be building in this tutorial, and so this blog is going to be perfect for you if you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, or you're just looking to get a blog up online. So I'm going to show you how you can collect emails and send out newsletters, as this is vital for blogging, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can do this completely free. And another thing about this is we've got our free logo kit right here. So this logo you're seeing right here is part of our free logo kit that we give away on our website at websitewizard.tv. So if you want to grab that, then you can grab that for free, and you can customize that with your own text, so you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on your logo for your blog. So as you can see on this blog, we're going to create an About Me page or About Us. We're going to have a cookbook page, which is basically going to be a landing page, which is a page that allows your website visitors to opt in to your newsletter in exchange for something that you're giving away for free. In this case, it's going to be a little mini cookbook. Here we've got recipes, so this is the categories for the site, and obviously for your blog you can put whatever categories you want. Then we've got the Contact Us page here, which is going to have a contact form here, so people can automatically enter their details here, and this message will automatically get sent directly to your email. And then you've also got the option to put an address, telephone number, an email address, and even some social links if you like, but that's all optional. So if you head back to the home page, what we can do right here is we've got this banner images, and the great thing about this is we can actually upload multiple banner images here. So each time someone visits a different page on your blog, this image will change, and that's awesome. It looks dynamic, it just spices things up a bit on your blog. So each time your website visitors are going to different pages, your blog will show a different image up here, which is awesome. And this is optional, you don't have to have this, but it looks really cool. So we're going to have our social links, our opt-in form so you can collect emails and start sending out newsletters to your subscribers. We're going to categorize all of our blog posts here, and then we're going to have some recent posts down the side, recent comments so you can have engagement on your blog, and then a search box. And I'm also going to show you how to add some ads to your blog so you can start making money from your blog. Now you're probably thinking you can't do this, or you're having doubts, but trust me, I started off exactly where you are a few years ago as a complete beginner, and I literally had no one to help me along the way. So if I could do it, so can you. And plus you've got me to guide you through everything step by step, and you can always drop me a comment below the video anytime you get stuck or you've got a question, and I'll be sure to get back to you. And if you need some motivation, here's a quote I heard a few months back. And the quote is, if you do the same thing every day, you can't expect change. And that's so true. I mean, if we want to change something in our life, or we want to move on to the next level, we have to take on these challenges. And when we do so, we'll learn something new. Whereas if we just shy away from something that looks challenging, then essentially we won't learn anything, and we'll be at the same level we are right now. So definitely take on this challenge, follow me in the video, and you're definitely going to learn a lot, and it's going to be definitely worth it. Now I've been building websites and blogs for a long time now, so if you have any questions, just drop me a comment below the video and I'll get back to you. This tutorial is going to be a few hours long, so make sure you favorite the video so you've got it saved for later. Let's dive straight in. So before we begin, I just want to show you one of my accounts here because we're going to be monetizing our blog with AdSense. So I want to show you my AdSense account so you can see exactly how much money you can actually make from these blogs. And that's the thing, a lot of these videos will tell you how much money you can make, but they never show you the proof. So I'm going to show you my account so you can see for yourself. So I'm over at Google here, so I'm just going to log into my AdSense account. So I'm going to search for AdSense, click on the link to AdSense, and then I'm going to log in right here. And I'm just going to pause the video while I log in. Now I'm going to block out a lot of the information here to protect my account, because as part of the terms of service of AdSense, we're not actually allowed to show our stats. So I'm just going to cover up a lot of the information here and just show you how much I've earned from one of my blogs. So as you can see right here, this blog has made me £17,000, which is about $25,000. So this site's just roughly over a year old now. So I've made roughly £17,000 or $25,000 in just over a year. Now the thing to keep in mind with AdSense is that this is money you make whether you're sleeping, working, on vacation. This is completely automated income. So I receive this money automatically every month straight into my bank account just by displaying the ads on my blog. So when people interact with those ads on my blog, I get paid a total amount at the end of each month. So this is a good chunk of money this blog has made me, and while it may not be a life-changing amount, you've got to keep in mind that this is 100% passive income. So the great thing about this is there's no shipping. You're not selling any products, so there's no shipping, there's no payment processing, there's no returns, no customer queries, customer complaints. This is income that you make passively just by displaying the ads on your blog. And it's not just about the passive income. The other great thing is when you've got a blog like this, popular blog, other opportunities come your way. For example, I was contacted by a company a few months back that wanted to buy this particular site for 15k. But I just want to mention that because it's not just about the income you can make, it's also other opportunities that come your way. You get contacted by companies that want to buy advertising space on your website directly. You also get companies contacting you that want to buy your blog. So you get a lot more opportunities coming your way as well. Now some of you may think this is a lot of money right here that this blog's made, but I can tell you there are blogs out there that are making as much as 300k a month from these AdSense ads alone. And that sounds like a huge amount, but what you've got to keep in mind is when a blog or website becomes super popular, you can make a lot of money from these blogs. Now I'm not saying that if you follow this tutorial you're going to make this much money. You may make more, you may make less. What I am going to do though in this tutorial is I'm going to show you the process, the exact step-by-step process of setting up a blog and monetizing it in the exact same way as basically this site, my blog, and also other huge authority blogs. So it's just a simple case of putting AdSense on your site and you can get paid for those ads automatically. So if that's something that appeals to you, then definitely follow along with me in the video, apply the steps, and you're going to have your blog up, and then you can also apply to have these ads placed on your site so you can get paid each month as well. Now the amount of money you make depends on the traffic of your site, so you obviously need to still work on getting more traffic to your site, and once you're getting a good amount of traffic to your blog, then you can make good money from the blog just from the ads on the site. So if you're ready to get started, let's get to it. So before we begin, I just want to quickly cover some basics here. Now to set up our blog, we'll need three things. We need a domain name, web hosting, and WordPress. We're going to be building our blog with WordPress, so you don't need to write a single line of code. WordPress is 100% free software and it powers around 25% of the websites and blogs online, and it's used by huge organizations and celebrities such as LinkedIn, TechCrunch, Katy Perry, and Kim Kardashian. Now the domain name is just your website name, so our website is websitewizard.tv, so that's my domain name right there, and the hosting is where we will store our website files so that our blog can be seen online. Now the domain name and the web hosting are the only two costs we have here for setting up our blog, and we can grab these for as little as $10 a month, and I'm going to show you a coupon code to use so you can get 30% off. I'm also going to show you how to build the blog yourself from start to finish in this tutorial, so you don't need to pay a web developer thousands of dollars to build your blog for you. So let's get started. So we're over at HostGator here, and I've been with these guys for over 7 years now, and they're perfect for beginners. And the great thing about HostGator is they've got 24-hour support, which is free. So you can either use their toll-free contact telephone number, or you can use their live chat here. So it doesn't matter what time of the day it is. If you're having some kind of an issue with your blog or website, all you need to do is call their free contact telephone number, or you can just click live chat here, and you can talk to someone directly online. And this is 24 hours and free, so this is awesome. So the first thing we want to do is click on Get Started Now. And if you scroll down here, you can see there's 3 plans to choose from. We've got the hatchling plan, the baby plan, and the business plan. Now, you don't need this business plan, so don't worry about that one. So we just need to choose between the hatchling plan and the baby plan. Now, the only difference between these two is that with this hatchling plan, you can only host a single domain. So that basically just means you can only have one blog under this one package. Whereas with this baby plan here, you can host unlimited domains, which basically means you can have as many blogs as you want under this one package, and you only pay the one price here. So if you're only going to have one blog, then grab the hatchling plan. But if you're going to have more than one blog, then grab the baby plan here, because you just pay the one price here, and you can have as many blogs as you like here. In this tutorial, we're going to be using the hatchling plan. So under the hatchling plan here, go ahead and click on sign up now. And what I'll do is I'll leave a link to this correct hosting package in the video description. So the first thing we need to do here is choose our domain name, and this is basically going to be our blog name or website name. So what you want to do, there's 2 tabs here. You've got this register a new domain tab, or this I already own this domain tab. So if you already purchased your blog name or your domain name elsewhere, then you would simply click on I already own this domain and enter your blog name here. So if you already bought the domain name pinkjackets.com, then you would click I already own this domain, type pinkjackets.com, and that's it. Now in this tutorial, we're going to be purchasing our domain name and our web hosting, so we need to click on register a new domain. So click register a new domain and then enter the domain name that you want here. So whatever you want your blog to be called. So enter what you want right here. I'm going to try my awesome website or blog. Let's try blog. My awesome blog. And then on the right here, you can choose the domain extension. You can go for the .com. So select the .com. You can see right here, myawesomeblog.com is unavailable, so someone's already purchased that domain name. But what it does here is it gives us a number of alternative domain extensions for that same website name we chose here, or blog name in this case. So as you can see, myawesomeblog.com is taken, that's unavailable, so someone's already purchased that domain name, but we can see the ones that are available down below here. So as an alternative, you might want to go for myawesomeblog.net or myawesomeblog.me or org or whatever. So what you can do is you can choose one of the ones that are available, or if you do want the .com, then all you need to do is try different domain names up here until you find a .com that is available. In this case, I'm just going to choose myawesomeblog.net as that's available, so I want to select that one so we can move on to the next step. So I've chosen the blog name myawesomeblog.net, and that's been added right here. So now I'm going to scroll down to the next step, and they've got this domain privacy protection here, which is actually adding extra costs. So that's costing an extra $13 a year, and this is an extra add-on, so you can uncheck this. But what that does is when you purchase a domain name, it associates your details with the domain name. So if you don't want that to be the case, then you can add on this domain privacy, but that's adding an extra $13 a year. So I'm going to keep that unchecked in this tutorial because that's just an extra add-on that we don't necessarily need. So I'm going to keep that unchecked and then scroll down to the next step. So in the next step, we need to choose our hosting plan right here. So this is the hatchling plan, which we already selected in the previous step, so you can leave that as it is. Then we've got the bidding cycle right here. So at the moment, by default, it's set to pay for 36 months in advance. Now, if you hit the drop down, you can choose whether you want to pay month on month, or every 3 months, or every 6 months, or every 12 months. 24 months or 36 months. Now if you're a complete beginner, I definitely recommend you go for the 1 month here so that you're not tied into anything long term, so you can just pay month on month. So select 1 month here as the billing cycle, and then in the next step choose a username and a security pin, and obviously you want to make sure you don't forget these, so note them down or just be sure to remember those. So enter your username and security pin and scroll down to the next step. So what you want to do now is you want to enter your billing information. So you can choose on the right here, you can choose whether you want to pay by PayPal or credit card. So select whichever one you want here, and if you select credit card, then enter your payment details right here, and then on the left here just enter your personal details right here, and make sure you're entering valid details here, because once we sign up, HostGator's gonna send us a welcome email with all of our login and access details for our hosting account. So make sure you enter your details correctly here, then scroll down to the next step. So right now we've got some additional services, and they've actually added some of these on by default. Now all of these are just extras that we don't actually need, and they're just adding extra costs right here, as you can see. So go ahead and uncheck these, as we don't need any of these. And then scroll down to the next step. Now as you can see, they've got a coupon code applied here by default, so the amount due is $23.90. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a different coupon code which will give you an even bigger discount. So what you want to do is remove this coupon here and instead type flower power, and that's with no spaces, and then click validate. And as you can see, the total due has dropped all the way down to $15.95. Now for some reason, when we change the coupon code here, as you can see the add-on, it's added something extra on again. So when you change the coupon code here to flower power and click validate, and the price has dropped, you also want to scroll back up. So you want to scroll back up to the top and be sure to uncheck these add-ons which they've added back on for some strange reason. So uncheck all of these extra add-ons, scroll back to the top, and make sure that this domain privacy protection is unchecked, so all the extras here are unchecked. Scroll back down and you can see right here that the amount due has dropped down to $12.96. Now the flower power coupon is the best coupon to use when paying monthly, but if you're paying for 6 months in advance or yearly for example, then you can use a different coupon here to get a bigger discount. So the coupon code to use instead would be easy peasy, so that's easy peasy, again with no spaces, and then click validate. But because in this case we're paying monthly, then the flower power coupon will give us the bigger discount. So type flower power, no spaces, and click validate. And there we go. And what I'll do is I'll leave the details for these coupons below the video. So now that we're done, you just need to scroll down to the bottom, click to agree to the terms, and click checkout now. So once you click checkout now and you complete the payment, what HostGator will do is they'll send us a welcome email, and in that welcome email it will contain all of our login details so that we can log into our hosting account and start setting up our blog. So go ahead and click checkout now. So once you receive the welcome email from HostGator, it's going to look like this right here. So make sure you don't delete this email because it contains all of your important login information for your hosting account. So all you need to do here is you need to take note of 3 things: your control panel link here, your username, and your password. So what you want to do is click on this control panel link here to open that in the web browser, and then you want to use your username here and your password to log in. So go ahead and click on this control panel link to open that in the web browser and use these details to log in. So after clicking the control panel link in your welcome email, you'll be on this page right here. So you just want to use your username and your password in that welcome email to log in. So go ahead and do that now, and I'll pause the video while I log in. So we're now inside control panel, and this is sometimes referred to as cPanel as well. And you're going to see a lot of different things here, but don't get overwhelmed because we're not going to use hardly any of these anyway. The only thing you need to do is scroll down to software and services. As you can see right here. And then you just want to click on quick install. And if we scroll down, and if you look on the left, you can see popular installs. So go ahead and click on WordPress, and then click on this install WordPress. You can see this install WordPress for free, so click on install WordPress, So what we're going to do now is just select your domain name that you chose for your blog from this drop down. So if you chose your domain name to be pinkjackets.com, then you select the pinkjackets.com from here, and then leave this part blank. And then for the admin email, you want to enter your email address here, and make sure you're entering a correct email address, and make sure it's an email that you have access to, because the email you put here is going to receive the login details for your blog, so make sure you enter that correctly. So I'm going to enter my email here. And then on the right here for blog title, you can enter a title for your blog. So if your blog was pinkjackets.com, then you can enter pink jackets here. I'm going to be creating a blog based around different recipes. So I'm going to put this as delicious dishes. And you can actually change the blog title later on anyway, so don't worry if you change your mind, you can change that later on. So we want to enter an admin user, and this is basically the username that we're going to use to log into our blog. So I'm going to enter that here. So enter your chosen username you want here. And then on the right you can put your name here. And then you can also, you need to put a last name as well. You can just put admin if you like, and then you can just click on install WordPress. So if you look at the top here, you can see your install is complete. So that's completed our installation of WordPress on our web hosting. So if you click the drop down here next to view credentials, you can see we've got some information right here. So we've got this admin area. So this link right here is what you use to log in to your blog. So anytime you want to log into your blog, you visit this link right here. Then username here is the username you chose in the previous step, and then we've been given a password for this username. So make sure you note down all of this information here onto your computer so you don't lose it. So I'm going to copy these down onto a notepad file so I've got it backed up. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to copy the password here, and then I'm going to click this link to open that in the web browser. So go ahead and do the same. So we're now on the login page for our blog. Now if you don't see this login page right here, and instead you're seeing an error message, that's perfectly fine, don't panic. All it means is the new domain name that you just registered is still propagating, and propagating just basically means the domain name still being set up. So that should take a couple of hours, or it could take slightly longer. So if you are seeing an error message here after visiting that link, don't panic, wait a few hours. If it still doesn't work and you're still getting that error message, just give it up to 24 hours, but it should be sooner than that. And then finally, once the domain name's finished propagating, you'll be seeing this login page right here. So you can use your username and password from the previous step to log in. So I'm going to do that right now. So here we are, we've now logged in to the back end of our blog. So before we get started, I'm just going to quickly clean out some of the unnecessary things that have been installed by default. So what you want to do is hover over plugins here and click on installed plugins. And then you want to select all of these plugins here. So what you can do is you can select these individually to select those, but because we want to select all of them, you can just click this top one right here next to plugin, click that checkbox, and that will automatically select all of the plugins. So once you've done that, you want to hit the drop down and choose deactivate, and then click apply. So now that we've deactivated all of these plugins, we can go ahead and delete them. So again, select all the plugins here. You can select those individually, or you can just click the checkbox right at the top here next to plugin. That will automatically select these plugins. Now hit the drop down, and this time click delete, and then click apply. And then click yes to confirm the deletion. And we've now deleted all of these unnecessary plugins. And when we create our blog, I'm going to show you some of the top plugins to use to make our blog awesome. So now that we've cleaned out the plugins, we want to also hover over posts and click on all posts. And you want to select this hello world post and then click trash. And this is just a sample post that WordPress creates when we installed it. So now come on over to pages, hover over pages and click on all pages. Select this sample page here and then click trash. So now we've cleaned out all of the unnecessary things in our WordPress dashboard. So I just want to briefly go over what some of the things here do. So if you hover over posts here, this is where we can create blog posts. So we can click add new to add a new blog post. We can click categories to create some categories for our blog posts. And if you click all posts, you can see all of the posts that you have created for your blog. Then media here, this is where we can add media to our website. So we can add Word documents, images, videos, etc. And if you click add new, you'll add a new media file. If you click library, you can view the media files that you've already uploaded to your blog. So pages and posts right here are very similar. The only difference is that posts are used for dynamic content, so blog posts for example, and pages are used for static content. So when you're creating your blog posts, you would use posts. When you're creating pages like an about us page, contact us page, they're static pages, meaning they don't change. The content on those pages generally doesn't change, so you use pages. So the general rule of thumb, if you're creating blog posts, then use posts. If you're creating pages like an about us page, contact us page, then use pages. And then comments here, this is where you can moderate the comments on your blog posts. Appearance, this is where we can install themes. And then plugins is where we can install plugins. Now, themes and plugins are very much like iPhone apps and iPhone skins. So iPhone skins is something you can put on top of your iPhone to make your phone look different. So the appearance here, themes here are basically like iPhone skins. When we change the theme of our blog, it makes our blog look completely different. The layout looks completely different. So that's what WordPress themes are. They're essentially just like iPhone skins. They make our blog look completely different when we change the theme. We also have WordPress plugins, and these are kind of like iPhone apps. So iPhone add extra functions to our iPhone essentially, and that's essentially what plugins are with WordPress. You can add plugins to your blog to add some extra functions and extra functionality to your blog. So if you, for example, wanted a contact form on your blog, then you can just add a contact form plugin, and that will allow you to have a contact form on your blog. Then users is where we can visit our profile, change our password, etc. Tools and settings are where we can make some general changes to our site. So that's all the basics covered. Let's dive straight in. So the first thing we want to do is hover over settings and then click on permalinks. And then you want to select post name right here, scroll down to the bottom and click save changes. So what permalinks are is they are basically the URL structure on your blog. So we've chosen post name here. So what that essentially does is if we created a page or post called contact us, then the URL for that page or post would be your website or blog name followed by / contact us. And that's the most SEO friendly way to have the URL structure on your blog. So this will give us a little SEO boost in the search engines so that we can get more search engine traffic. So the next thing to do is hover over users and click on all users. And then hover over your username and then click on edit. Then if you scroll down, what you can do is you can see this nickname right here. So it's a good idea to change this, and if you're not sure what to change this to, you can just call this admin, or a better idea would be to make this your blog name. So if your blog name was pinkjackets.com, then you can change this to pinkjackets. In this case, this example blog that I'm creating here is delicious dishes, so I'm going to type delicious dishes right here. And then when you've done that, you want to choose this display name publicly as, hit the drop down and choose delicious dishes, scroll down to the bottom and click update profile. So what that essentially does is this name right here, this nickname, is what's going to be displayed on our blog. So when we create blog posts, this name right here is going to be displayed as the author of the blog post. So if you just wanted your name to be listed as an author, you can put your personal name here and choose that. So whatever you choose here is what's going to be displayed as the author of the blog posts. So what we want to do now is install our theme, which is basically going to give our website its appearance. So hover over appearance and click on themes. So right now you can see we've got 3 themes here installed on our blog, and the current active theme is this one right here. So if I show you what our blog currently looks like with this theme, to do that you hover over the blog name at the top here and you can click visit site, but that will load our site over the dashboard, so we will lose this page. So what I like to do is I hover over the blog name at the top here and I will right click on visit site and open that in a new tab. So that way we've got our dashboard here in the first tab, and then in the second tab we've got our blog right here. So as you can see, if you scroll down, this is basically what our blog currently looks like with this theme installed. But what we're going to do is we're going to change the theme, and that's going to make it look completely different. So let's head back to the first tab. So I'm going to close that second tab, so we're back in the WordPress dashboard. Now I created a theme for you guys to use. So to download, you need to download that theme. So to do that, open the tab in the web browser and go to websitewizard.tv/themes. So visit websitewizard.tv/themes, and I'll leave the link in the video description. So visit that URL there, and as you can see right here, you can click here to download our theme, and I've called this the Pow theme. So click here to download the Pow theme to your computer. So once that's downloaded, you want to come back to the WordPress dashboard here in the first tab, and we want to add that theme to our blog. So to do that, you go to Appearance and then click on Themes. So I'll just do that again just in case you came out of here. So hover over Appearance, click on Themes, and then click on Add New, and then click on Upload Theme right here. Now as you can see, there's a load of different themes right here that you can choose for your blog, and these are all completely free. So there's a ton of free themes with WordPress, which is what makes WordPress so awesome. But in this case, we're uploading a theme that I made for you guys. So click on Upload Theme right here, click on Choose File, and then select the Pow Theme child here. Now this is a zip file, so don't unzip this. You want to open the zipped format, otherwise this won't work. So double click on the zipped file here. So that's Pow Theme child.zip. So once you've selected that from your computer, you want to click on Install Now. And then you want to click on Activate. You can see here it tells you the theme installed successfully. So what you want to do now is click on Activate. So there we go, you can see here we've installed and activated the Pow theme for our blog. Now this Pow theme is a child theme of the 2016 theme right here. So this is a child theme and the 2016 is a parent theme. So if you're wondering what a child theme is, it's basically a way to customize an existing theme. So I created this Pow theme here, which is a child theme. So basically what this does is it will attach to the parent theme, which in this case is a 2016 theme, and it just allows you to add some extra different styling options and the various changes that you may want. So the point of that is that you need to make sure you don't delete this 2016 theme, because if you delete this 2016 theme, it will break your blog, because this Pow theme here works by latching onto this parent theme. So that's just something to be aware of. Don't delete this 2016 theme, otherwise the Pow theme here will not work properly. So now that we've installed the Pow theme, let's go ahead and take a look at what our blog now looks like. So to do that, hover over your blog name at the top, and let's right click on Visit Site and open link in new tab. So let's go to the second tab and check out our blog. So as you can see right here, our blog looks a little bit cooler now. Obviously there's no content on this blog at the moment, so it looks a little bland right now, but as you can see we've got a lot more nicer styling here. I added some custom Google fonts right here and made the sidebar look a lot cooler. So once we start adding some content to our blog, it's going to look awesome. So let's head back to the first tab, which has got our WordPress dashboard. So what we want to do now is add our website logo. So let's dive into the theme settings. So to do that, hover over Appearance and click on Customize. Then click on Site Identity here. And you can see we can add our website logo, we can change our website title, our tagline, and also a site icon. So the first thing we want to do is add our website logo. So I'm going to click Select Logo here. And then what you can do is you can click this button to select that logo from your computer, or you can use a drag and drop method where you literally just drag the image and drop it on this screen to upload it. So I'm going to show you the drag and drop method. So I'm going to reduce the browser screen size here. I'm going to go into my assets folder here, which contains all of the assets for this website. And here's the website logo right here. So I'm going to drag that over onto this screen and drop that right there. And then I'll increase the browser screen size. As you can see, that's now finished uploading as it's got the blue check mark there. So I'm going to click select in the bottom right here. And as you can see, you can crop the image as well. So I'm going to drag the cropping area like this, and I'll just drag this up a little bit as well, just to get that closer to the edges of the logo. So that looks about right. So now I've done, I just want to click crop image in the bottom right. And there you go. You can see our website logo has now uploaded to our website. And anytime you make any changes here in the left inside the theme settings, you actually need to click save and publish before those changes will go live on your website, because right here on the right, this is just a preview of how your website currently looks with the changes we make on the left here in the theme settings. However, in order to make these changes go live on your actual site, you need to click save and publish here at the top. So let's click save and publish. So that's it, we've now got our logo live on our blog. Now this is one of the free customizable logos you can grab on our website at websitewizard.tv. So if you want to save a few $100s, avoid having to pay someone to create a logo for you, you can download our customizable logos and you can add your own website text here for your blog. So you can grab that over on our website at websitewizard.tv. So the next thing we want to do here is change the site title, or in this case the blog title. I already entered this in the previous step when we was inside cPanel, so you should have your website title already right here. But if you do want to change that, you can change that right here. And also we have a tagline here. Now this just says just another WordPress site. This is some default text, so get rid of that. And you want to just write something brief summarizing what your blog is about. So in this case I'm going to write easy, elegant and yummy. And as you can see, we've got our site title displaying right here, and then our tagline displaying right here. Now because we've already uploaded our logo for our blog right here, we don't need the title and tagline here. So what we can actually do is just uncheck this right here that says display site title and tagline. So go ahead and uncheck that. And now you can see we've just got our logo on our blog without the title and tagline here. So that looks a lot better. So let's press save and publish to apply those changes to our live blog. So the last thing to do here is to add a site icon here. And this is a little icon that appears in the browser at the top here. Now one thing I forgot to mention actually with the website logo is the recommended dimensions. If I click this again right here, as you can see, the suggested image dimensions are 240 by 240. So I get a lot of questions usually asking me what size logos people should upload to their websites or blogs. And I always say that if you look at the theme, it usually tells you, it usually recommends some dimensions for you to use. So as you can see right here, it's recommending 240 by 240. Now you don't necessarily have to use that. My logo definitely wasn't 240 by 240. But that's just something to keep in mind. So I'm going to close this right here. So now what I want to do is add our site icon, or our blog icon in this case. So to do that, click on select image. And then as you can see right here, we've got two tabs. We've got a media library tab, and then we've got this upload files tab. So this media library tab displays all of the images and media that you've already uploaded to your blog. And you can click the upload files tab on the left, and this is where you can upload new files and media to your blog. So we're going to be uploading a new file here to our blog, so click on upload files tab, then click either select files to select that file from your computer, or you can drag and drop the image to the screen. Let's use the drag and drop image. So I'm going to reduce the browser screen size here. Then I'm going to go inside my assets folder, which contains all of the images and content for this blog. And I'm going to grab the site icon right here. and I'm going to drop that right here. Now before I do that, actually I just want to point out that you can see here again the suggested image dimensions are 512 by 512. So if you do create a site icon, you can be sure to use those dimensions for best results. So I'm going to drag my site icon from my folder here onto the screen to upload that. Then I'm going to increase the browser screen size. As you can see, it's already uploaded now, as it's got the blue check mark here. So all I need to do is click on select on the bottom right here. And there we go, we've got our site icon, and if you look at the top here, you can now see our site icon is displaying in the tab right here. So now that we've finished here, all you need to do is click on save and publish to make sure all of those changes are applied on our live blog. So now that we've done that, hit the back button. And another thing we can do is click on header image here. So click on header image, and what we can do is we can upload some header images to display on our blog. So that will display right here at the top underneath our blog logo. So let's add our header image. So click on add new image here, and then again we're inside the media library tab, which is where all of our existing images that we've already uploaded are displayed. So if you want to reuse an image you've already uploaded, then you can just go into the media library tab and select that again. In this case we're uploading a new image, so we're going to click on the upload files tab here, and then you can click to select the file from your computer. We can drag the image to this screen. I'm going to drag the image to upload it right here. Now I'm going to reduce the browser screen size. Then I'm going to go into my assets folder here, and then I'm going to drag my header image right here. I've got one here, and now I've got a second header image. So I'm going to show you how to upload multiple header images. So let's just do the first one first. So header 1, I'm going to upload the first header image, so I'm going to drop that right there, and you can see it's uploading right now. So wait for this to finish uploading. There you go, now you can see the image here, so it's finished uploading. Let me just increase the browser screen size. So now that's finished uploading. In the bottom right, you just want to click on select and crop right here. And there you go, we can crop the image. Now I recommend that because we're going to upload multiple header images, I recommend you keep this crop area the same size. Just drag it down to wherever looks best for this image, but don't change the crop size, and I'll show you why in a second. So I'm just going to drag this about here, then I'm going to click crop image in the bottom right. And there you go, you can see we've got this awesome header image now displaying on our blog. Now what we can actually do, which is really cool, is we can actually upload multiple header images here, and then we can click randomize header images. And what happens is each time someone visits a different page on our blog, this header image will alternate between the images we've uploaded here. And this is really cool. It just adds a dynamic element to your blog, and it just makes it look really, really cool. So let's add a second header image right here. So click on add new image, and again we're inside the media library tab, but we want to upload a new image. So let's click on the upload files tab, and let's drag the image to the screen right here. So I'm going to reduce the browser screen size, then I'm going to open the assets folder, and I'm going to grab this header 2 image right here, and I'm going to drag that over to the screen and drop that there to upload that. So that's uploading right now. Once it's finished uploading, you'll see the image appearing right here. There we go, it's finished uploading. So all we need to do is in the bottom right, we need to click select and crop. Now as I mentioned before, I suggested that you don't change the cropping size here, and the reason I said that is because now that we've uploaded a second banner image, we want those two banner images to be exactly the same size. So that's why I said don't change the crop size here. So let's just drag this around to match the image. So that looks about right for this image, so I'm going to leave that like that, and then I'm going to click crop image. So there we go, we've got our second header image right here. So what we need to do now is just click on randomize upload headers. So we've clicked randomize uploaded headers. So what that does, and we just need to click save and publish to make those changes go live on our site. There we go. So what that will do is each time the page is loaded, the header image will change on our blog. So that just looks really, really cool. And you can upload as many header images as you like right here, and then click to randomize those. And that's just going to add a really nice dynamic element to your blog. So now we've done that, let's come out of here by clicking the back arrow here. So what we can do now is click on background image to upload a background image on our blog. So click on background image here and then click on select image. So we're inside the media library tab. We want to upload a new image, so click on upload files here and let's drag and drop the image to this screen to upload it. So I'm going to reduce the browser screen size and I'm going to open the assets folder here on my desktop and I'm going to grab the background image, which is this one right here. So I'm going to drag that over to here, drop that to upload that and wait for that to finish uploading. It's still uploading, as you can see right here by the blue bar. And there we go, the image is appearing here, which means it's finished uploading. So in the bottom right, click on choose image. And there you go, you can see we've got this cool background image now on our blog. So let's click save and publish now to save and apply those changes to our live blog. So let's come out of here now. So click the cross here to jump out of the theme settings. So we're now back to the WordPress dashboard. So let's just take a quick look at our blog to see how it looks now with our changes. So to look at our blog, hover over the blog name at the top here and you can click visit site, but that will load the blog over this page right here. So in order to keep this dashboard open here, we can actually right click on visit site and open that in a new tab. And actually I'm going to close that for a second. I just want to show you how to get back to this dashboard if you do open the blog on the same page. So hover over the blog name and click visit site, and this is what our blog currently looks like with the changes. So as you can see, we've got our header images here, we've got our custom logo, and we've got the background image right here. And if I just refresh the page, you should see this background header image change. Let's do that again. There you go. So this means that each time someone visits a different page on your blog, this header image will change, and that's really cool. And you can upload as many header images as you want here. So if you want 10, upload 10 and it will display 10 different images throughout your blog when your visitors are viewing various pages on your blog. So now that we're on the blog here, to jump back to the WordPress dashboard, all you need to do is hover over the blog name here and click on dashboard. And now we've jumped back into the WordPress dashboard. So the first thing we want to do is we want to create the main categories for our blog. Now you don't have to do all of these right away, as you can add more categories later on when you build out your blog with more and more content. But for now you want to create a few basic categories where your blog posts will get listed under. And using categories to structure your blog content is really important, not only for search engine exposure but also for user experience too. So I'm going to show you how to organize your blog posts into categories to make it easy for your visitors to find what they're looking for, as this will improve user experience and keeps your readers engaged with your content and on your blog longer, and this is really important for SEO. So let's go ahead and do that now. So to add our categories, hover over posts here and click on categories. So what you want to do is enter a category name here. I'm going to enter the category name appetizer, as this is a food blog. And then for the slug here, you want to just enter the same thing again. What the slug is it's just the URL for this category. So the category name is appetizer, and then the slug here is appetizer, which basically means the category URL is going to be appetizer as well. And if you like, you can just add a brief description about the category here. But I'm going to leave this blank, so you don't need to do this. You can if you want. I'm going to click add new category. And as you can see at the top here on the right, we've just added the appetizer category. And you can see this uncategorized category here. And this is a default category that WordPress has for any blog posts which aren't listed under a particular category. So if you create a blog post and you don't assign it to one of your categories you've created, then it automatically gets listed under the uncategorized category. So let's go ahead and create a second category. So I'm going to add another category here. I'm going to call the category name breakfast, and then the slug, which is the URL, is going to be breakfast. Then I'm going to click add new category. Then I'm going to add another category here. The name of the category is dessert, and then the URL or the slug is dessert. Then I'm going to click add new category. And I'm going to add another category. I'm going to give it a name of snack, and then a URL slug snack, and then click add new category. And then I'm going to add a final category here, main course, and then the slug or URL is going to be main course as well. Then I'm going to click add new category. So what you just want to do is create a few basic categories that you can list your blog posts under. Now don't worry about trying to get every single category on your site right away. Just get the main ones up there first, and as you build out more and more content on your blog, you can add more categories later on. That's not a problem. Now if for any reason you want to delete one of these categories, if you don't no longer want a category or whatever, you can actually just hover over the category, select that and click delete. So I'm just going to delete this snack one here to show you that. So I've deleted the snack category. So let me just quickly add that back. Then click add new category. There we go, I've added that category back. Or if you want to edit the category, if you want to call this snacks instead of snack, you can hover over that and click quick edit, and then you can change that to snacks right there. Click update category on the right here, and there you go, I've just changed that category name to snacks. So now we've got the category set up for our blog, I'm going to show you how to create posts full of valuable, actionable information so that your visitors will find a ton of value from your blog and are likely to return for more. So Mashable right here is a leading blog for news and information, and as you can see, it's very visual. There's a lot of big images right here, so we're going to be doing the same thing on our blog and using some big images to make everything look beautiful. And if we take a look at CNN here, they use a lot of videos in their content right here. This helps to improve engagement on your blog and just adds another dimension to your content. So we'll be doing the same thing. So in our blog posts, we're going to have big catchy images and then also videos inside our blog posts. And this will help to make our blog really cool. So let's start creating some blog posts. So to do that, hover over posts here on the left and click add new. So as you can see at the top here, this is where we enter our blog title, and at the bottom here, this is where we enter our blog content. So I'm going to enter a title here for this blog post, which is tasty pumpkin soup, and I'm going to click down here in this area right here. And if you notice, the URL for this post becomes the same as the title, and that's great for SEO. So let's click in this area right here, and you can see some formatting options right here. And if you just click this last one at the end here, that will open up more formatting options. So basically, to create content in WordPress is very similar to how you would create content in Microsoft Word. So I'm just going to type this is an example paragraph. So if I hit return or enter on your keyboard, I can type a second paragraph here. This is a second paragraph, and this is a third paragraph. So what you can do is you simply type in the content here, or you can paste it in here and then just use the formatting options here. So this is a bold button, so if I highlight example here and press bold, as you can see, that's now become bold. And if I want to remove that, you can highlight it again, and if you look at the button here, you can see it's indented, which means that's already applied here. So if we click that again, that will remove the bold from that text. So another thing here is the italic button. So if you want to make this text right here italics or italicized, you can highlight that, click this button right here, and as you can see, that's applied there. If you highlight it again, you can see the button here is indented, which means that's already applied. So if we want to remove that, just click the button again and that's removed that. If we want to make this second paragraph here a bullet point, you can click right here and click the bullet point icon. And there we go, that's now a bullet point. If we want to remove that, you can click back here again and you can see the button's indented, which means it's already a bullet point. So if we uncheck that, that removes the bullet point. If you want to make this a quotation, you can highlight that and click the block quote button, and there you go, that's now a quote. Or if you want to remove that, highlight that and then uncheck this right here. And you can use some alignment here, so if you want to left align the text, you can highlight that, click left align, or center align, or right align, and if you just remove that, it will return back to the default. You can add links here or remove links. So if I want to highlight example here, I can highlight that and then click the link button, and I can add a URL. So when someone clicks on that, it will link to the URL I put here. So I can just put http www.example.com and then click this apply here to apply that, and you can see now that's a link. And if I want to remove the link, I can highlight that and click this remove link button right here, and that will get rid of the link. and I just missed the end here, so I'll highlight that and click remove link there as well. There you go. So that's that. So we've got some more formatting options here. As you can see, by default we're using paragraph text. So if I want to make this second one here a heading, I can highlight that, hit the drop down here and choose heading 1, and heading 1 is the biggest size. So if you want a smaller heading, you can highlight that and make that a heading 2 or heading 3, and they get smaller the further down you go. So that's a heading right here. And if I want to underline something, if I want to underline this right here, I can highlight that, click the underline button right there, that's underlined. If I want to change the text color, I can highlight this right here, hit this drop down right here and choose a different color. I can choose to make that red, and there you go. This is to decrease or increase the indentation. So if I click right here on this paragraph here, I can then click to increase indent, and as you can see it's gone inwards. I can click it again, or back. And this right here is an undo button, which is really helpful. So if you make a change, let's say I deleted this third paragraph by mistake, then I can click the undo button right here and that returns, or I can click the redo button to bring back the change. So it's very similar to Microsoft Word. If you've ever used Microsoft Word before, then it's very simple. Now the other thing you may want to do is add a media, add an image or a video or something. So if I hit return on the keyboard and I want to put an image right here, I can click add media, and I can click the upload files tab to upload a new image, or I can click the media library tab to insert an image that we've already uploaded to our site already. So I'm going to click this image here just as an example. So I've selected that and I'm going to click insert into post, and as you can see the image is now on this post, and you can left click on it once and you can choose different alignments. I can center align the image, left align, right align, and as you can see this is left align with text on the right, that's what these dots are. This one is right align the image with the text on the left. So if I put this image here for example, so let me add the image here, so I've clicked to put the cursor here, I'll click add media, I'll choose this image and then click insert into post at the bottom here. So the image is right here. So if I want the text to be on the left and the image on the right, I can left click the image once and choose this option right here. So this will align the image right but then have the text on the left. So if I click this, you can see image is aligned right, text is aligned left. Or if I want the image on the left and the text on the right, I can click this left align button right here. And if I want to increase or reduce the size of the image, I can left click on it once and I can actually just hover over the bottom edge here until this diagonal arrow appears, and I can drag it out to make that bigger, or I can drag it inwards to make the image smaller. So there we go. So let me just get rid of all of that now. So I'm going to click on the image once and click this cross here to remove that. I'll click on this image and click the cross to remove that. And then I'll just highlight all of this text and click the backspace button. So back to the blog post, I put the blog title here. I just want to put in my blog content right here, and I've got this saved in a notepad file, so I'm just going to paste it right here. So to do that, you can right click and paste here. Now if you're pasting in from Microsoft Word for example, then sometimes the formatting will already be applied on that. So if you want to strip all of the formatting from Microsoft Word, if you've copied text from Microsoft Word, then you want to press this button right here, which is paste as text. And then what that would do, let me just press the cross here, it's just telling you what it's doing right here. You can read that. I'm going to close that, so I'm going to click the cross. And you can see the button's now indented. So basically what that means is whatever text we paste here, it's going to strip any formatting that was previously applied to the text. So I've pasted my text right here. So here's the text. I'm going to highlight this right here and press the bold button to make that bold. And I'm going to highlight this one right here and press the bold button to make that bold. And then I'm going to scroll to the top and I want to show you how to add a YouTube video right here. So I'm just going to type add YouTube video here. So what you can do if you want to upload videos to your blog, you can first upload those to YouTube and then just grab the embed code from your YouTube video and paste that here. So I'm going to go to YouTube and just grab any video related to pumpkin soup. So I'm over at YouTube, I'm just going to click on the first image here that comes up for pumpkin soup, and then I'm going to scroll down and click on share right here. then click on embed, and then I'm going to right click and copy this code right here. Then I'm going to go back to our first tab in the blog post, and right here is where we want to paste that code. Now, what happens in WordPress is when you're creating a page or a post here, we work in the visual tab right here, which is where we can use all of these formatting options right here, and you can just basically use this to create content just the same as you would in Microsoft Word. And what happens is if you click the text tab here, all of that gets automatically turned into HTML code. So we work in the visual tab right here. However, because we're going to paste in embed code we grabbed from YouTube, we need to actually paste that in the text tab right here. So if we go to the visual tab, I'll just show you an example. I can paste that right here. However, it won't be right, it won't be showing the video because this is code, so I need to do that through the text tab right here. So if I just type here, so I've typed here, and then I'm going to head on over to the text tab here, and I'm going to find that text I've written there here, and I'm going to right click and paste that code right there for the video. Then I'm going to click the visual tab, and as you can see, the video is displaying perfectly right here. So I just want to get rid of this space here, so I'm going to click here and click delete on my keyboard just to bring the text higher up. So I've got my blog post, I've got a video, I've got my blog content right here. So what we want to do now is on the right, if you scroll down on the right, you can see categories here. So you want to select a category that this blog post is going to be listed under. So this is a pumpkin soup post. So I'm going to scroll down, and on the right underneath categories I'm going to choose appetizer here as the category for this blog post, and then we want to scroll further down on the bottom right and you can click this set featured image. So this is the image that's gonna be displayed right above this blog post, and I'll show you that in a second. So click set featured image here, and then we want to upload a new image for this blog post. So currently we're inside the media library tab, so click on the upload files tab so that we can upload our new image to our blog. So you can click here to select that from your computer, or you can drag and drop the file to this screen. I'm going to drag and drop the file, so I'm going to reduce the browser screen size here. Then I'm going to open the assets folder, then I'm going to go into my blog post folder and into the tasty pumpkin soup folder, and here's the image I want to use right here for this blog post. So I'm just going to drag that image and drop that here to upload that. So that's currently uploading, and there you go, it's finished uploading. As you can see, the image is now displayed here and it's selected with the blue check mark. So all we need to do is click on set featured image on the bottom right here. There you go, you can see our featured image right here. So we've done everything now, so all we need to do is scroll up to the top and click on publish here to publish this blog post on our blog. So click publish, and there you go. So what we want to do now is we want to see this blog post on our blog. So to do that, you can see right here at the top it says view post. So if you click that, it will load that over this page, but we don't want to lose this page right now, so I'm going to right click on view post and open in new tab. And I head on over to the second tab here, and as you can see, this is what our blog post currently looks like. So if we scroll down, we've got our blog title right here, we've got this big image here which is the featured image we just created. Then underneath that we've got our blog content, so we've got our introduction here, and then we've got a video right here, we've got the content right here, the ingredients, the directions, then we've got blog comments, so people can comment and interact on this blog post, which is awesome. If we scroll to the top, if we go to the home page, so if you click the logo here, we'll return to the home page for our blog. And as you can see on the home page, if you scroll down, it shows all of our blog posts here. Now what it actually does is it shows the full blog post on the home page. And this is fine when you just got one blog post, but when you've got more than one blog post, which every blog will, it gets a little bit too much having the whole blog post here. We don't want the whole thing displayed on the home page, we just want a summary of this blog post. So what we can do is, if we head back to the first tab, which is where we created our blog, we can add a read more button. So you can put the read more button wherever you like, so I'm going to put it right here just underneath the video. So I'm going to click on ingredients, just put the cursor here. I'm going to hit return and then click right here, and then click this button right here which is insert read more tag. And there you go, you can see that from the little lines there. So we want to update those changes, so scroll up to the top and on the right click on update. So now that that's finished loading, we want to head back to our blog. So we've already got that open in the second tab, so I'm going to go there now, but if you didn't, you can just hover over the blog name, right click on visit site and open that in a new tab. So we're now on the home page for our blog once that finished loading. And if we scroll down now, you can see on our home page we've got our first blog post being displayed. But now, as you can see, we've got a continue reading button here. So it's just showing a summary of the blog post, and when they want to see the full blog post, they can click continue reading, or they can click on the blog image and that will bring them to the full blog post, which you can see right here. So we're now on the blog post right here. So what I want to do now is create a second blog post. So I'm going to head back to the first tab, which is our WordPress dashboard. So to create our second blog post, you can actually click right here, which is add new, or you can do it from the sidebar. So hover over posts and click add new. So what we want to do first is enter our blog post title here. So I'm going to paste that in, simple spaghetti here, and then underneath right here is where we want to enter the content for this blog post. I'm going to grab that from my notepad file that I've got in my assets folder. So you can type out your content here, or you can copy and paste it from Microsoft Word or from a notepad file. So I'm going to paste in the content right here. Then I'm going to highlight preparation here and click the bold button to make that bold, and I'm going to do the same for the ingredients heading here. I'm going to click to make that bold. Then I'm going to remove this and just replace that with a YouTube video. So I'm going to find a YouTube video related to spaghetti, so I'm going to go over to YouTube right now. So I'm going to choose this one right here. So I'm going to click on this video, and then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on share right here. Then I'm going to click on the embed, and I'm going to copy the embed code, then head back to the WordPress dashboard in the first tab. So I want to paste in that embed code here. Now, as I mentioned before, we're in the visual tab. Now, because we're pasting in code, we need to click the text tab. Now, if you want to know where to paste this code, let's say we want the video right here, then it will be a good idea to just type here. And then when you head over to the text tab, you can see that text right here, so you know where to paste that code. So I'm going to remove that and then paste the embed code here. Then head back to the visual tab by clicking on the visual tab right here, and you can see our video is displaying within our blog post right here. So now that we've done that, we want to choose a category for this blog post. So this is a simple spaghetti post. So on the right, if you scroll down, you can see categories here. So I'm going to choose main course as the category for this blog post. And if we scroll down a little further, we can choose a featured image for this blog post. And this is the big image that's going to be displayed above our blog post. So click on set featured image. We want to upload a new image. We're currently inside the media library tab. So let's click on the upload files tab. And let's upload the new image. You can click select file to select that from your computer, or you can drag the file to the screen. Let's drag the file. I'm going to reduce the browser screen size. Then I'm going to go in my assets folder, and I'm going to find the blog post, which is simple spaghetti right here, and I'm going to grab the image for that blog post and drop that right here to upload that. And there we go, that's finished uploading. As you can see, the image is displaying right here. So all I need to do in the bottom right is click set featured image, and you can see that displaying right here. So this blog post is finished. The last thing I need to do is just add the read more tag right here. So just like with the other blog post, I'm going to add that tag right here. So I'm going to create a space here, click right here, and then click on the insert read more tag. So now that's done, I'm going to scroll up to the top and click publish on the right here to publish that blog post on our blog. So now we've done that, we want to view our blog post, and you can do that by clicking on view post here. Now I'm going to open that in a new tab so I don't lose this page. Or actually I'll just do it from here so you can see. Let's just click on view post here. That's going to load that blog post on this page. So if you scroll down, you can see that this is our simple spaghetti blog post. We've got our big featured image right here at the top. Then we've got our blog content. We've got our YouTube video, which is awesome, which adds another dimension to our blog post because we've got the content, we've got a video, we've got an awesome big image, so it all looks really cool, and it's really engaging as well, because video helps to create more engagement on your blog posts. So there we go, so that's it. If we go to the home page of our blog, so click on the logo to go to the home page, you can now see we've created 2 blog posts, so we're going to now see both of those blog posts on our homepage. So we're on the homepage, let's scroll down, we've got our simple spaghetti blog with the image, the content, the video, and then it's got the continue reading to which you click to see the full blog post. And actually you can also click the big featured image here to go to that blog post. So if you scroll down further, you can see we've got our second blog post here, tasty pumpkin soup, with the image, the text, the video, and then because we put the read more tag just underneath the video, we are now getting this continue reading button, which if you click goes to the full blog post. So that's our second blog post. Let's create a third blog post. So to head back to the WordPress dashboard, hover over our blog name and click dashboard. So I'm going to add a third and final blog post. So to do that, hover over posts and click add new. So right at the top here, you want to type in or paste in your blog title. So I'm going to do that right here. So this one's easy homemade toffee. Then down here in the bottom, you want to paste or type in the content for this blog post. So I'm going to grab that from my notepad file and paste that right here. So I'm going to right click, paste that right here. Then I'm just going to highlight the heading here, make that bold, and then highlight this ingredients heading and make that bold. And then I want to put a YouTube video right here. So I'm going to grab a YouTube video related to toffee. So I'm going to grab this video right here, so I'm going to click to watch that video, then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on share and then embed, and then right click and copy the embed code and then head back to our blog post in the first tab. So I want to paste the embed code to have that video displayed within this blog post. Now again, because we copied the embed code, because it's code, we need to paste it in the text tab. So I'm just going to type here so that it's easy for me to know where to post the code when I go to the text tab. So click on the text tab here and we've got that text right here. So I'm going to remove that and paste in the embed code. There we go. Now I'm going to head back to the visual tab, and as you can see, our video is displaying perfectly fine right here. So we want to choose a category for this blog post. So this is homemade toffee. So if I scroll down on the right under categories, I'm going to choose dessert here. So I'm going to click to select that. Then I'm going to scroll down further and set a featured image for this blog post. So click set featured image. And we're inside the media library tab. We want to upload a new image, so let's click on the upload files tab. Click here to upload, to select the file from your computer, or you can drag and drop the image to the screen. I'm going to drag and drop the image. So I'm going to reduce the browser screen size, open the assets folder, and grab the image for this blog post, which is right here, and I'm going to drop it to upload that. So that's uploading right here, you can see by the blue bar. Once it's finished uploading, you're going to see the image appearing right here. So let's just wait for that to finish uploading. So there we go, it's finished uploading. As you can see from the image is now displaying. So all we need to do is click set featured image in the bottom right here. There you go, we've set our featured image. The last thing we want to do is insert a read more tag. So if we go to the blog post, I added the read more tag underneath the video. So I'm going to click here to create a space, click right here, and then click the insert read more tag right here. So there you go, you can see the dashed lines here. So that's inserted fine. I want to now publish this blog post. So scroll to the top on the right, click on publish. And there we go, we've now published this blog post. So to preview the blog post, click on view post here. And we can take a look at that blog post live on our blog. So scroll down, you can see we've got our blog heading here, we've got our big featured image here, we've got our content, our video, and more content, and then we've got comments here. So if anyone wants to comment, they can comment on our blog post, and then we can reply, and that gets a lot more engagement on your blog post, which is great. So one thing you may want to do is you may want to disable comments on a blog post. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So let's head back to the WordPress dashboard, hover over your blog name here and click on dashboard. Then hover over posts and click all posts. So as you can see right here, this lists all of our blog posts we've currently got published on our blog. So let's say, for example, we wanted to remove the comment box on the Simple Spaghetti blog post. So to do that, hover over Simple Spaghetti here and click Quick Edits. Then on the right here, you can see this Allow Comments is checked. So all you need to do is uncheck that and click Update here. So now on this Simple Spaghetti blog post, there's no longer going to be a comment box. So if we hover over Simple Spaghetti and click View here, we can view that blog post. So let's scroll down. We're on the Simple Spaghetti blog post. Scroll down now and you can see that there's no longer a comment box here. All we see now is links to our other blog posts. So let's head back up and head back to the WordPress dashboard. So hover over the blog name and click on Dashboard. So if you want to enable comments again on that blog post, you can hover over Posts, click All Posts, and then let's find the Simple Spaghetti post, hover over that and click Quick Edit, and then the Allow Comments is unchecked because we just unchecked that. So let's check that again and then click Update so we can have the comment box back on that blog post. So if we head on over to our blog right now, I'm going to hover over the blog name, right click on Visit Site and open that in a new tab. So let's head back to the second tab. This is our blog right here. What you may have noticed in the sidebar right here is we've got a search box, we've got recent posts, which basically lists our recent posts. We've got recent comments, we've got archives, categories, and meta. Now you want to remove some of these. Meta, we don't want this displaying right here. You may or may not want archives. Basically that lists all the blog posts created within a certain date. So if I click September 2016, it will show me all of the blog posts created in that month. And same with categories. If I click the appetizer category, it will show me all of the blog posts under that category. So we want to customize this right here. So to do that, let's head back to the WordPress dashboard in the first tab. So to go to the sidebar, you want to hover over Appearance and click on Widgets. And then you can see this right here, sidebar. So you've got all of these little boxes right here. So these are what we're currently seeing in the sidebar. So if you want to remove any of these, all you need to do is you can click the drop down. So the meta one, if we want to remove that, click the drop down and then click delete, and that will delete that from the sidebar. If we want to delete the archives, hit the drop down and click delete. And there's an actual quicker way of doing it. If you just left click and drag to the left and drop, that will remove that. That's a quicker way of doing it. I like to use that method. So I'm going to completely remove everything from the sidebar. So I'm going to left click, drag to the left and drop, left click, drag to the left and drop, left click, drag to the left and drop. So right now the sidebar is completely empty. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. So hover over the blog name, right click on Visit Site and open link in new tab. Head on over to the second tab here. And now if you scroll down, you can see we no longer have a sidebar on our blog. So let's just go back to the WordPress dashboard in the first tab and let's add some stuff in the sidebar. So the first thing you may want is a search box. So all of the things you see on the left here, these available widgets right here, are the things that we can drag into these areas. So if we drag things from here into the sidebar, then that will add those to the sidebar. So you may want a search box, for example. So just scroll down to search here, left click, drag it up to the top and drop that in the sidebar. And if you want, you can give it a title. So you may want to say looking for something, question mark, and then click save. So that's going to add a heading there for the search box. So I just want to show you that on our blog. So hover over the blog name at the top, right click on Visit Site and open link in new tab. So let's head on over to the second tab and take a look at our blog post now. So if you look in the sidebar is now back and it's just got one thing in it. It's got the search box and then we've got our heading right here looking for something that we just put. So let's add some more stuff in the sidebar. So head back to the WordPress dashboard in the first tab and let's close that one. So let's drag some more stuff here. So what else would you want? Well, categories is a good thing to have. So drag the categories box and drop that inside the sidebar here. And if you hit this drop down, that will just minimize that. And also we want to list our recent comments. So left click on recent comments and drag that here, drop that there. Let's also add some blog posts. So we want our recent posts. So let's drag this recent post and drop that right here. So you can see we can reorder these. So if we want, for example, the search box at the bottom, we can actually just drag this to the bottom and drop that right there. So I would say you would want the categories first, then the recent posts, and then the recent comments, and you can have the search box at the bottom or at the top. Let's leave that at the bottom for now. So let's now go over to our blog to see how our sidebar now looks. So in our sidebar, we've now got categories, we've got recent posts, recent comments, and a search box. So hover over the blog name, right click on visit site and click open in new tab. Head on over to the second tab, and we can now see in the sidebar we've got our categories, we've got recent posts, we've got recent comments, and we've got this search box. I'm going to actually remove this heading, I prefer it without that, so I'm going to head back to the first tab, and then I'm going to click on the search one here to open that up. And I'm just going to remove this title and click save, and now head back to the second tab, click refresh to refresh those changes. And now you can see we've just got the search box without a heading. I think that looks better actually. And under recent comments, because there's no comments on this blog post, there's no comment shown here. So if I click one of our recent posts here, so let's click on the easy homepage toffee, and I'm just going to scroll to the bottom and leave a comment on this blog post. I'm just going to say this is an example comment, and then I'm going to click post comment. So you can see the comment now appears underneath this blog post. So if you scroll up to the top, you can now see in sidebar, underneath recent comments, we've now got our comment that we just left right there. So let's head back to the WordPress dashboard in the first tab. So let's now start to create some pages for our blog. So to create your pages, hover over pages here and click add new. So you may want to create an about us page, so let's create an about us page, or if this is a personal blog you can call this about me. I'm going to put about me here. Then I'm going to click down here in the content area and I'm going to paste in some pre-written content that I've got. So this is my content for this page. I'm just going to remove this and make this a heading 2. So I'm going to highlight that and hit the drop down and select heading 2. And as you can see, I've accidentally made all of this a heading 2. So let's press the undo button here. And what I want to do is just make a space here. So I'll put the cursor here and hit return on the keyboard. And then backspace, there we go. So we've got a space here. So this time it'll work fine. So highlight this, hit the drop down and select heading 2. There you go. I'll do the same thing for the one here. Highlight this. Actually, before I do that, I'll make the space. So I'm going to hit return, then backspace. There we go. I'm going to highlight this, hit the drop down and select heading 2. And then I'm also going to add an image right here. So I'm going to remove that text. And so I'll put the cursor here. I'm going to click add media. And we want to upload a new file. Currently we're inside the media library tab, which is displaying all of the images we've already uploaded to our website. So if you want to reuse an image, you can quickly select that here. However, we're going to upload a new image. So click on the upload files tab, then you can click select files to select that from your computer, or you can drag and drop the image to this screen. I'm going to use a drag and drop method. So I'm going to reduce the browser screen size. Then I'm going to open the assets folder, which contains all of the assets for this blog. And then I'm going to open the pages folder here and the about me folder. And here's the image for this about me page. So I'm going to drag that over here and drop that right there to upload that. And that's currently uploading, and it's finished uploading now. As you can see from the image, it's appearing. So all we need to do in the bottom right is click insert into page. There we go. Here's our image. Now I want this image to be a little bit bigger, so I'm going to left click on the image once. Then I'm going to click the pencil icon here to edit this. Then I'm going to, you can see this right here, size. It's currently on medium. I want to choose a large size, so I'm going to hit the drop down and choose large here. And then in the bottom right, click update. There we go, boom, look at that, that's awesome. So we've got a big image here and we've got just a brief description about this blog. So now that that's done, I just want to click on publish. So scroll to the top, on the right you can click publish right here. So there we go, we've now published that page on our blog. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like. So to do that you can click on view page right here at the top. And there we go, here's our page. So if you scroll down here, we've got this about me, which is the heading for this page. Then we've got the large image that we just uploaded, which looks really cool. Then we've got two headings with some content below right here. So let's head back to the WordPress dashboard. So to do that, hover over the blog name at the top here and click on dashboard. So let's go ahead now and create a contact us page for our blog. So to do that, hover over pages and click add new. So for the heading for this page, you can type contact us or contact me. I'm going to write contact me for this example blog. Then I'm just going to paste some sample content down here. So I've said email me at example@email.com. Then I've put a telephone number and a physical address. Now you don't have to put a physical address or telephone number, you can put whatever you want here, but this is just an example. I'm just showing you what you can do here. So I want to make this part bold, so I'm going to highlight this and click the bold button, and then I'll do the same here, call me on, and I'm going to highlight that, click the bold button, then again here, highlight that, click the bold button. So what we want to do now on this page is we also want to add a contact form to this page, and to do that we're going to need to use a contact form plugin, and this is where the real beauty of WordPress comes through, because anytime you want to add a new function to your blog or website, all you need to do is find a WordPress plugin, and there are hundreds of free plugins on WordPress, and you can just install the plugin on your blog, and then that adds extra functions. So we want a contact form on this page, so we're going to install a contact form plugin. So to do that, let's just quickly publish this page. So on the right at the top, I'm going to click publish to publish this page on our blog. So we've now published this page. We want to grab a contact form plugin. So to do that, hover over plugins and click add new. Now in the search plugins box at the top here, you want to type contact form 7 and then hit enter on your keyboard, and there you can see here it is, contact form 7, and it's had 1 million downloads as you can see right here. So it's a really popular plugin, this one, and I've been using this for years on many different websites and blogs. And so what I'll do is I'll leave the details for all the plugins I use in this tutorial. I'll leave that in the video description. So here's the contact form 7 plugin here. So all you need to do is click install now. And now that's finished installing, we want to click activate to activate that plugin. So we're now on the contact form page here, so we just need to click settings right here to go to the settings. Now if for whatever reason you accidentally navigated away from that page, then you can find it down here on the left. So you just hover over contact and click on contact forms, and you'll come back to this page right here. So this is it. All we need to do, this is a shortcode. We just literally just copy this shortcode right here and paste this on our contact us page, and that will add a contact form to our page. But I just want to quickly show you something in the settings first. So you want to hover over contact form 1 and click on edit. So here's the contact form. What you want to do is click on mail here, and I just want to show you this now. When someone completes this contact form, this email right here is going to receive the email sent through your contact form. So if, for example, you wanted to have a different email receiving those messages sent through the contact form, then all you need to do is change the email right here. And if you do make any changes here, just remember you need to click save right here on the right to save those changes. In our case, the email's fine, so I don't want to change that. So all you need to do is copy the shortcode for this form, and again it's displayed right up here at the top here. So if you click on this, right click and copy to copy that shortcode, and now we're going to head back to our contact page and add this contact form. So to head back to our contact page, hover over pages and click all pages, and you can see our contact me page right here. So hover over that and click edit, and so here we go. So all we need to do is click down the furthest part here, hit return on the keyboard, and you want to paste that code right here. Now you may be wondering, how comes when we was using YouTube embed code, why did we have to go to the text tab and paste that when that was code? Where in this case we're pasting a shortcode and we're doing it in the visual tab. Well, the reason is because shortcodes are something that's actually built into WordPress. So that's why we can paste a shortcode here and that's perfectly fine. Whereas when you're using HTML code or code you've grabbed, for example, from YouTube, from the embed code for a video, we need to actually paste that in the text tab, because all the coding takes place here. However, with shortcodes, we can do it in the visual tab right here, because shortcodes are something that's built into WordPress. So it's perfectly fine to paste shortcodes right here. So once you paste your shortcode here, on the right, you just want to click on updates to update the changes to this page. And now if you click on view page at the top right here, we can go ahead and check out that page on our blog. So here we are, scroll down, we've got our contact me heading, we've got an email, contact telephone number, and a physical address, and then just below that we've got a contact form, which is awesome. So if someone wants to contact us, all they need to do is literally just enter their details here, and then click send, and this message will get sent directly to our email. So that is awesome. So let's head back to the WordPress dashboard. So hover over your blog name at the top here, and click on dashboard. So what I'm going to show you now is I'm going to show you how to create a lead page. So in this case, we're going to create a cookbook page right here. And then on that cookbook page, we're going to allow people to sign up to our newsletter to get access to our free cookbook. So we're going to create a newsletter opt-in form here. So when they sign up, they get automatically added to our newsletter, and then they can gain access to our free downloadable cookbook in this case. So once they sign up on this form right here and click submit, they'll then get redirected to our thank you page, which will allow them to click to download their free gift. So let's do that right now. So let's create our lead page right now. So to do that, hover over pages and click add new. So for the heading, I'm going to type cookbook, because in this example blog that I'm creating here, okay, let me correct that. So it's cookbook, and let's edit the URL here. We need to fix the URL, because what WordPress does is when you type in the page title here and click into the content area, it automatically grabs the title from here for the URL. Now obviously, because I wrote it incorrectly the first time and I'll click down here, as you can see it still says cook here. So I want to fix that, so I just need to click on edit here and then write cookbook and then click OK here to fix the URL. So now I've done that, I want to paste in my content for this lead page right here, so I'm going to paste that right here. So as you can see on this page, all it is got the heading cookbook, and it says subscribe and gain instant access to our bite-sized award-winning cookbook with our top 10 most popular recipes. And then right here I'm going to put an image for this page, so I'm going to get rid of that text, then I'm going to add an image. So to do that, I'm going to click down here to put a cursor here, then I'm going to click add media, then I'm going to go to the upload files tab. Then you can click here to select the image from your computer or drag and drop the image. I'm going to drag and drop the image, so I'm going to reduce the browser screen size. Then I'm going to open the assets folder here. Then I'm going to go to pages and to my cookbook page right here. And then I'm going to drag the image right here and drop that on the page right there. So the image is still uploading. It's finished uploading now, as you can see from the image here. So what I need to do in the bottom right, I just need to click insert into page. And there we go, we've got the image there. I want to make that a bit bigger. So I'm going to left click on the image once, click the pencil icon, then under size here I'm going to hit the drop down and choose large. And then in the bottom right I'm going to click update. And there we go, that looks much better. So I'm just going to click publish to publish this page right now. So at the moment, this cookbook page, it's got the heading cookbook, and then it just says subscribe to gain access to our award-winning cookbook. Then I've got the image of the cookbook here. Then what I'm going to do is add a opt-in form below here, so people can enter their name and email, sign up to our newsletter, and then they'll get sent back to a page where they can download the cookbook. So we need to do that right now. So before we do that, I just want to mention what you can put for yours. So obviously your lead page here is going to be specific to your niche. In this case, it's a blog about cooking and recipes. So the lead magnet here, the thing we're giving out for free, is relevant to that. So on yours may be completely different. Yours may be a weight loss blog, so you could give away a free report on top tips for losing weight, or top meals to eat for losing weight, whatever. So what you want to do is you want to have that on this page, and you want to have a call to action. In this case, it's subscribe and gain access to our cookbook, essentially. Your one may be click here to download our weight loss, top 10 weight loss tips ebook or PDF or small guide or whatever. You just want to have a call to action here, which is telling people what to do essentially in order to access their free content. So now that we've created this lead page, we also want to create a thank you page. So when someone visits this page right here and they enter their email and click to sign up to our newsletter, they'll get redirected to another page which will have, it will be a thank you page, and it will allow them to download the thing that they've signed up for. So let's create the page, our thank you page, with the downloads, and then once we've done that, we'll come back to this page and we'll add a newsletter form so people can actually sign up to our newsletter. So let's create the thank you page. So to do that, hover over pages and click add new, and as the title for this page I'm going to write thank you, or you can call this anything really. You can call this access your download or whatever. Call it whatever you want. I'm calling it thank you, and right here I'm going to paste in some content right here saying click here to download your PDF below. So obviously I haven't uploaded the PDF to our blog yet, so I need to do that right now. So I'm going to hit return here, and I'm actually going to, let me just publish this page first because we need to upload the media. So I'm going to click publish right here. So this is our thank you page. So now that we've done that, I want to put the cursor down here. I want to click add media, upload files, and then I'm going to upload that PDF file. So you can click to select that from your computer, or you can drag and drop it to this screen. I'm going to drag and drop it. So I'm going to reduce the browser screen size, open the assets folder, and I'm going to go over to pages, cookbook, and then right here this is the PDF that they can get access to once they sign up to our newsletter. So I'm going to drag this right here to upload that. Then I'm going to click insert into page right here. So there we go. So when they click this, they're going to download the PDF file. So what I want to do is I want to make the link up here somewhere. So I'm actually going to highlight this. I'm going to click the pencil icon to edit that. Then I'm just going to right click and copy this URL here. Then I'm going to come here, click here. So I'm going to highlight here. I'm going to click the link icon here. I'm going to paste the URL for our PDF guide and click apply right here. And there we go. And now I'm just going to get rid of this one. So what I can also do is add an image of the PDF and then make that a link as well. So if someone clicks the image, they'll also download our PDF. So I'm going to add the image here. So I'm going to click add media. And we actually already uploaded the cookbook image from the previous page we created. So inside the media library, I can access that image right here. So I just click that, then click insert into page. And then I can just make this link the same on the image. So if I highlight this, I can click the pencil icon and just right click and copy that URL. Just click apply to close that. Then I'm going to left click on the image, click the pencil icon, link to right here. Currently it's none. I want to hit the drop down. I want to click custom URL. Then I want to paste in that URL right there. And then I want to click on update. And there we go. So I want to click update on the right here to update the changes to this page. So there we go, that's this page created. Let's just test out this page, make sure that everyone can download the PDF file okay. So let's visit the page by clicking view page here. Then I'm going to scroll down, I'm going to click here to see if that downloads the PDF file. And the PDF file should be loading right here. There we go. Obviously this is just a blank PDF file. I didn't actually create a cookbook. So they can click download here. Now a good thing to do is make this open in a new tab. So if I click back here to go back to our blog, let's make these links open in a new tab. So hover over the blog name, click on dashboard to head back to the WordPress dashboard. Then hover over pages and click on all pages. Then hover over our thank you page and click edit. And then we want to highlight the link here. And then click the pencil icon to edit. Then click the gear icon on the right here. And you can see this open link in new tab. You want to click that and then click update. There we go. So when they click this, it will open the PDF again, but it will open it in a new tab. So that way they stay on our blog. So we can do the same thing with the image here. So left click on the image once, click the pencil icon. Then if you click this advanced options down here, hit the drop down, and you can see this again, open link in new tab. So check that and then click update right here. There we go. So let's click update on the right to update the changes to this page. And now let's go ahead and check out this page. So click on view page here. Scroll down, so if we click here, it should open. There we go, it's opened in a new tab. It opens the PDF file. So let's close that. Let's check the image as well. If we click the image again, opens in a new tab, and they've got the PDF file here, which they can read online if they like, or they can click here to download that. So let's close that and head back to our WordPress dashboard. So hover over the blog name at the top and click on dashboard. And now hover over pages and click all pages. So I just want to open those pages to just go over what we've basically done here. So I'm going to hover over the cookbook page and right click on view and open that in a new tab. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the thank you page. Hover over the thank you page, right click on view and open that in a new tab. So if I go to this page, this is our cookbook page. So this is essentially our lead page or landing page or squeeze page. These all mean the same thing basically. It's a lead page is basically where you send someone when you want them to take a specific action. In this case, we want them to sign up to our newsletter so they can get access to their free cookbook in this case. So we've got this cookbook page. It has a call to action telling our visitors to sign up to our newsletter to gain access to our free guides. And then we're going to put a form right here where they can submit their email to sign up to our newsletter. And once they do that, they will then get redirected to this thank you page right here where they can click to download the free cookbook that they've signed up for. So what we need to do now is on our cookbook page we need to add a form so they can sign up to our newsletter. So let's do that right now. So let's now create the opt-in form so people can sign up to our newsletter. And we're going to do that completely free using MailChimp, which is a free email marketing software. MailChimp's going to allow you to send your new subscribers straight to their lead magnet and also allow you to send out newsletters to your subscribers with more valuable content. So we're going to do this and get this set up right now. So let's head on over to MailChimp and sign up for our free account. So go over to MailChimp.com. So that's MailChimp.com. And you can also search that in Google. So go over to Google and type MailChimp. And you can see that right there, MailChimp. So go over to MailChimp.com and then click on sign up. Then you want to enter your email address here and choose a username and a password. So I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to enter an email address here and then username. This is just an example, so I'm just going to put website whiz 0. You can put whatever you want. And then for the password, you can just enter a password right here. So enter your email, username and password and then click get started. So as you can see, they've sent us a confirmation email to our email address. So you want to head on over to your email address, click to open that confirmation email, and then click right here to activate that account. And as you can see, you need to complete the captcha. So just click I'm not a robot, and then complete the captcha right here. And then click confirm sign up. So then you want to put your name right here. And then click on continue. Obviously I'm just putting some sample information here because this is just a dummy test account that I'm just creating just to show you how to get set up. So obviously you want to put your real details here. So it says here, what's the name of your business? If your blog is called pinkjackets.com, then you just want to put pink jackets here. And then for your website, obviously pinkjackets.com. Now I'm not going to put that here because that's not my website. I'm just going to put some random text here. This is an example blog. And then this is an example blog.com. I'm pretty sure no one would have bought that domain name, so that's fine. Then click continue. And again, you need to put your details here. Obviously, you need to put your real details. I'm just creating this example account, so I'm just going to put some random stuff right here. And I'm just going to leave everything as default, whatever they've put here. Then I'm going to click continue. And it says, does your business sell anything online? I'm going to choose no in this case. I'll leave that up to you whether you want to put that or not, but most of you aren't going to be selling anything from the start, so you can choose no as well. Then click continue. then just click continue again, and then just click let's go. There we go, we're all done. Let's click next and then just dismiss this. So the first thing you want to do is click on create list here. So under create list on the right, click on create list, and then at the top here click create list again, and we want to enter our details right here. So list name, if your blog is pinkjackets.com, then you can just put Pink Jackets Newsletter. And it gives you an example down here what to put. Once you click here, you can see right here it gives you good examples. So I said my one in this case is, this is an example blog. So I'm going to put this is an example blog newsletter. Now the from email address, this is the email address that your newsletter emails will show from. So if someone clicks to reply, if you read down here, if someone clicks to reply to your email, then it will get sent to this email here. So I'm going to just use this email here, and it tells you that email is not the best option to use. So if you've got a email for your website, so if your website's pinkjackets.com and you have an email such as info@pinkjackets.com, then that will be a better email to use here. But in this case I'm just using Gmail, so that's fine. From name here, again just put your domain name. So if it's pinkjackets.com, then just put pinkjackets. In this case I'm saying this is an example blog. And as you can see down here, when you start typing, it gives you some suggestions of what you can put. So right here, remind people how they signed up to your list. So as you can see down here, it says you are receiving this email because you opted in at our website, for example. So you can just put something similar. So you are receiving, if I can spell, you are receiving this email newsletter which you signed up to on pinkjackets.com if that's your domain name, or you can just leave it like that. So that's that. Next one, company organization. As I said before, this is just your domain name. So if you're pinkjackets.com, then just put pinkjackets here, and then address, we put this before, so that's all filled in. Phone number, that's optional, so you can just leave that blank, and then just click on save. If you want, you can check some of these. I'm going to leave this off by default. So if you want to get an email notification when someone subscribes, then you can check that, and each time someone unsubscribes, you'll get notified by email. I'm going to leave this blank. Or if you do want to take advantage of some of these, a good one would be to have a daily summary. So you can have, each day you'll get a summary of how many people subscribed and unsubscribed. So that's a good one to have right there. So I'm going to click save. And there we go, we've just created our newsletter list for our blog. So what you want to do now is click the drop down here and click on account, and then click on the drop down for extras here and click API keys. And if you scroll down, you can see create a key here. So click on create a key. Then scroll down and you can see our API key right here. So you just want to left click on that, right click and copy. So what this API key does is it will allow us to connect from our WordPress blog directly to our MailChimp newsletter. So we can do that all from within our WordPress dashboard just by using the API key here. So note down your API key somewhere on your computer. So what we want to do now is come back to our WordPress dashboard, and we want to install a plugin, a MailChimp plugin, so that we can connect our newsletter to our blog. So to do that, hover over plugins and click add new. Then in the search box at the top here, you want to type MailChimp, that's one word, MailChimp for WordPress. And as you can see right here, it's loading right now. There we go, MailChimp for WordPress. This is the one we want. And so you just want to click on install now, and that's installing, as you can see. And now it's installed, we can now click on activate. So you can see the MailChimp for WordPress plugin right here. So you want to click on settings right here. So click on settings, and we can enter our API key right here. Now if for some reason you navigated away from that page, then it's no problem, you can find that again on the left by hovering over MailChimp here, MailChimp for WP. WP just stands for WordPress. So hover over MailChimp for WP and then click on MailChimp here, and you'll come to this page right here. So you just want to paste in your API key right here, and then click save changes. And there you go, you can see status is now connected. So we've now connected our WordPress with our MailChimp account, which is awesome because now we can automatically sign up people to our newsletter directly from our WordPress blog. So on the left here, underneath MailChimp for WordPress, if you now click on forms right here, and then you can see this, what is the name of this form, and then to which MailChimp list should this form subscribe to. So you can call this newsletter, and then you can check this right here and then click add new form. So there we go, our form is now called newsletter, and we can see down here what information is asked for from our newsletter form. So at the moment it's just asking for the email address, so it'll be a good idea to ask for their first name as well. Just that way we can customize the email and just make it a little bit more tailored to the individual. So to click on first name here, and then click on is this field required, check that, and then click add to form. And you can see now in the code down here, the form will ask for the email and the first name, and then the submit button right here. So scroll down and click save changes right here to save those changes, and then click on settings right here. So you can see this list this form subscribes to, so we want to make sure our list is checked right here. This is our newsletter, make sure that's checked, and then use double opt-in. What double opt-in is when someone signs up to your newsletter, they'll then receive an email which says click to activate your subscription to our newsletter. So if someone doesn't click that activation link in the email, they don't get signed up to your newsletter. So you might want to turn this off so that when someone signs up through your contact form, they're directly automatically added to your newsletter. They don't need to click any activation link in their email. So you might want to turn it off. So choose no here. And the other important thing is down here, this redirect URL. So once someone successfully signs up to our newsletter, they can get sent to a specific URL. Now in our case, if you remember, we created a thank you page which has the link to which they can click to download their free cookbook. So we want to put that page URL right here. So now let's grab that page URL. So hover over pages and all pages, and I don't want to lose this page, so I'm going to open it in a new tab. So hover over pages, right click on all pages and click open in new tab. So I'm going to hover over the thank you page, and I can click view here to view that page on our blog. And then this is the thank you page, so this is what they click to download their free cookbook. So I'm just going to copy the URL for this page. Then I'm going to head back to the first tab, and in this redirect URL after successful sign up, I'm going to paste that page right here, the URL. So that way, once they sign up to our newsletter, they get automatically redirected to this page where they can download their freebie. So now that we've done that, scroll down to the bottom and click save changes. Then if you click here, get shortcode, we can grab the shortcode for this newsletter. So click get shortcode, right click and copy that here, and then click OK. And just like before, we want to paste that shortcode on our cookbook page. So let's go to the cookbook page. So hover over pages, click on all pages, and go to our cookbook page. So this is our lead page, which is the page that they sign up to join our newsletter in exchange for our free cookbook. So hover over that page, the cookbook page, click on edit. So we've said sign up and gain instant access to our award-winning cookbook. Then we've put an image of the cookbook. So underneath that I want to put the opt-in form. So I'm going to click here to the right of the image and hit enter on your keyboard. So the cursor's down here. Then I want to right click and paste that shortcode right there. Then I want to scroll to the top, on the right click updates to update the changes to this page. So let's go ahead and check out this page now. It should have the opt-in form. So click on view page here and scroll down. So this is our cookbook page, and we say subscribe to gain access to our free cookbook. Scroll down and here we go. Boom. We can put the visitor can put their email address, their first name, and click sign up, and they'll get signed up to our newsletter, and then they'll get redirected to the page where they can download the cookbook. So I just want to show you that, test this out just to make sure it actually works. So what we want to do is we want to visit this URL in a different web browser, so we can just test this form to make sure it actually works. So copy the URL for this page And if you've got a different web browser, I'm using Google Chrome here, so I'm going to open up a different web browser so that I can test this page, make sure it works. So I'm opening up this page now in Microsoft Edge, so I'm going to paste that right here to open up that page. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to enter some test details here. So email address, I'm just going to put anything here at gmail.com, and then first name, I'll just put whatever, Anna, and then click sign up. So there we go, this person has signed up to our newsletter, and now they're automatically directed to the thank you page where they can click here to download their free guide. So as you can see, everything's working fine. Let's just go to our MailChimp account and just make sure that this person actually is now registered in our MailChimp account. So let's do that now. So I've gone back to MailChimp here. So click on lists right here, and then let's just get rid of that, dismiss that. You can see right here, so this is our list we created, and you can see here, 1 subscriber. So everything's working perfectly fine now. So what happens is when people subscribe, they'll be added to our list right here. So if you want to send out a message to all of your subscribers, you can do that through here. So let's head back to the WordPress dashboard. Everything's working fine, so let's go back to our WordPress dashboard. So right now we've got this lead page which allows our visitors to sign up for our free cookbook. Let's add the same thing. We want to add this opt-in box right here, but we want to add it in the sidebar as well, just to give more opportunities for people to sign up on our blog. So let's do that right now. So let's head back to the WordPress dashboard. So hover over your blog name at the top here and click on dashboard, and then hover over appearance and click on widgets. So you can see this MailChimp sign up form here, so just left click and drag that to the top of the sidebar and just drop that right here. So the title for this is just newsletter. I'm going to paste in something a little bit more enticing. So I'm going to say sign up for our free cookbook. So in your case, you may want to say sign up for our free weight loss guide, or whatever it is you're giving out here. So just make the title a little bit more interesting than just newsletter. So I've put sign up for our free cookbook. Now I'm going to click save, and now we can head on over to our blog to check out that in the sidebar. So hover over the blog name at the top and click visit site, and as you can see on the right here in the sidebar, we've got this sign up for our free cookbook. So it says sign up for our free cookbook, and then they can enter their email, first name, and click sign up. So this is awesome. So we got this opt-in form not only in the sidebar, which appears on every single page on our blog, we also created a lead page which also had the contact form. So this is awesome. So let's head back to the WordPress dashboard. So hover over the blog name at the top here and click on dashboard. So what we want to do now is add some social sharing elements to our blog. So if we head on over to TechCrunch, you can see they do an awesome job with their social buttons on their site throughout their blog. So this is awesome because when content gets shared, it can potentially go viral, and that will lead to your blog getting a ton of free traffic, which is awesome. So we're going to incorporate the same social sharing elements in our own blog, just like TechCrunch. So let's do that right now. So what we want to do is add some social sharing elements on our blog. So hover over plugins and click add new. So we can add a social sharing plugin. So in the search box at the top here, you want to type simple share buttons adder. And so I'll leave the details for all of these plugins in the video description. So it's simple share buttons adder, and you can see that right here, simple share buttons adder. So click on install now and then click activate. And then you can see that right here, simple share buttons adder. So you want to click on settings right here. And then you can see this location, so you can choose the location where you want these social sharing buttons to display. So I want them on the home page, so I'm going to click right here to add those on the home page. I want those on the blog post, so I'm going to click here to add that to the blog post. And I want it on the category page, so I'm going to click here to add that to the categories. And I also want it on the pages on our blog, so I'm going to click here. So now what you want to do is you can add the you can customize the text if you want. If you want, you can leave it as a default. I'm going to leave the default text, but if you want to add something else, you can add the text right here that you want. So as you can see right here, these are the social sharing buttons that are going to display throughout our blog. So if you want any more, these are the ones by default. If you want any more, you can just drag those right here. So if you want to add Pinterest, then you can just left click here, drag the Pinterest icon right here, and you can also reorder these as well if you like. So you can add as many as you want. If you want dig, just drag the dig icon here and order it however you like. So I'm just going to add a couple here. So these are the social sharing buttons that are going to display throughout our blog. So all you need to do now is scroll up to the top and click this save icon right here to save our changes. So let's now check out our blog. So hover over the blog name and click visit site. And then if you scroll down, let's go to this blog post. So let's scroll down, let's click on continue reading. Now you can see even on the home page we've got our social sharing buttons right here, which is awesome. So we've got it here, we've got it here, and we've got it here. So let's actually go to one of the blog posts. So click continue reading, and you can see on the actual blog page, if you scroll down, we've got some more social sharing buttons. So this is really awesome. This will just help to spread some shares for your blog, and that will get a lot of extra traffic to your blog, especially if a content of yours goes viral, then you're just going to get flooded with a ton of free traffic. So this is awesome, and this is essential to add to your blog. So another thing is we can add our social links. So if you've got any social media accounts for this blog, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, we can add those here too. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So let's head back to the WordPress dashboard. So hover over your blog name and click on dashboard. So we want to add another plugin for this. So hover over plugins and click on add new. Then in the search box at the top here, type top 25 social icons and then hit enter on the keyboard, and there we go. You can see the top 25 social icons plugin right here. So you just want to click on install now, and now that's installed, click on activate, and there we go. So what we want to do now is hover over appearance and click on widgets. So you want to scroll down and you want to grab this top 25 social icons widget, scroll up to the top and dump this in the sidebar at the top. So what you can do is enter the URLs for any social accounts you've got for this blog. So for example, if you've got a Facebook account, you can put http www.facebook.com/ whatever your URL is. You can do the same for Twitter if you want a Twitter icon displaying on your blog. So let's put http www.twitter.com/ whatever the URL is. If you've got a YouTube, you can put http www.youtube.com/ whatever, and then scroll down. If you've got an Instagram, you can put http www.instagram.com/ whatever your URL is. Then you want to just scroll down to the bottom. When you've finished, put in all of your social accounts, click save. So if you scroll up to the top, let's just click this drop down to minimize that. We want to drop another top 25 social icons widget in this area right here, content bottom 2. So hit the drop down to open up this area, scroll down, and on the left grab this top 25 social icons widget again, just like before, and this time we want to drop it right here underneath content bottom 2. And again, we want to put our URLs for our social accounts. Now, if you open up the one on the left that we just created, so hit the drop down, we can literally just copy the URLs from here and then paste them on the right here. So that just saves some time, so we don't have to type them all out again. So copy them, copy the Twitter one and paste it here, scroll down, or copy the YouTube one and then paste that here on the right, scroll down, copy the Instagram one and then paste that on the right, and then scroll down to the bottom when you're finished and click save. So if we go on over to our blog to take a look at that right there to see how that looks. So hover over your blog name and click visit site. And if you scroll down now, you can see in the sidebar we got this follow us, which is really cool. And then also if you scroll down to the bottom, and let's go to one of our blog posts and scroll down, you can see we've got this follow us down here at the bottom of the blog post. So this is really cool. So not only have we added the social sharing elements to all of our blogs and throughout our blog right here, we've also added our social links here at the bottom and then here at the top in our sidebar. So this is really cool. So let's head back to the WordPress dashboard. Hover over the blog name and click on dashboard. So what we want to do now is we want to create a custom menu right here at the top of our blog so we can list some essential pages and blog posts. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So to do this, hover over appearance and click on menus. And we want to give this menu a name, so you can just call this main menu or whatever you want, and then click create menu on the right here. And then you want to select primary menu here to make this menu primary menu, and then click save menu. So what we want to do now is we want to add some items to this menu. So the first button we want on our menu is a home button, so someone can click the home button and go back to the home page. So to do that we want to use a custom link. So hit the drop down next to custom link. So for the link text you want to type home here, and then for the URL you want to put your homepage URL. So in this case it's, if your blog was pinkjackets.com, then you want to put http www.pinkjackets.com. In this case mine is this one, so I'm going to paste that right there. So you can just copy that from your web browser and then click on add to menu. So we got a home link right here. If we hit the drop down here to close this out, we can also add some other pages. So right here under pages, hit the drop down. You can select about me and contact me and cookbook to add those 3 pages to our navigation menu. So select those and then click add to menu. So there we go, and you can reorder these by dragging them. So I want home first, then I want about me second, so I'm going to drag that underneath home, and then I want the cookbook and then contact me. So click save menu. So what I want to do now is I want to add some categories in our navigation menu as well. So I'm going to click on custom links here, and I'm going to paste in recipes here, and for the URL I'm just going to put a hash here, and then I'm going to put add to menu. Basically what that hash does is it makes this not a clickable link, so if someone clicks this nothing happens. So I'm going to close the custom links here by hitting the drop down, then I'm going to click the categories here to open that one up, and I'm going to select appetizer, dessert and main course. These are my 3 blog categories I created earlier on in the tutorial. So now that I've selected those, I'm going to click add to menu. And what you can actually do is if I drag these inwards to make these indented, what that essentially does is when we hover over recipes, it will display these 3 categories. So actually I want the contact me last, so I'm going to drag that underneath here. So we're in the navigation menu, we've got home, we've got about me, we've got cookbook, we've got recipes, and when you hover over recipes you're going to have the appetizer category, dessert category and main course, and then I've got contact me. So let me just save the menu by clicking save menu, and I can show you exactly what that looks like on our blog. So hover over the blog name and click visit site, and you can see that right here in the menu we've got a home button, we've got about me, cookbook, recipes, which when you hover over that it lists the appetizer category, dessert category and main course, and then we've got contact me. So this is awesome. So what I want to do right now is I want to show you how to add a gravatar so the author of the blog post can show up here as an image, which looks really cool. So we're going to do that right now. So let's head back to the WordPress dashboard. So hover over the blog name and click on dashboard, and then hover over settings and click on discussion. So what you want to do is scroll down to the bottom, and then you want to select Gravatar logo here, and then click save changes. So what we're going to do now is hover over users and click on your profile here. So you want to scroll down to the bottom, and you can see right here next to profile picture we've got this link Gravatar. So you want to click this, but you want to right click this and open that in a new tab so we don't lose dashboard here. So head on over to the second tab, gravatar.com. So we just want to sign up for a free account so that we can upload our picture and have our photo throughout our blog posts as the author. So to do that, click on create your own gravatar here. And you want to enter your email address, a username and password. So let's do that right now. So I'm going to enter an email address here, a username and a password. So enter your details here and then click sign up. So as you can see, they've sent a confirmation email to our email address here. So you want to log into your email account and click on the confirmation link. So I'm going to do that right now. So once you log into your email account, you can see now I've got this welcome to MailChimp. This is just from earlier. So as you can see in my inbox, I can't see any messages. So what you want to do, if you're using Gmail like me, you want to click more here and you want to click on the spam folder. As you can see, it's hidden right here, wordpress.com. You want to activate that. So this has accidentally landed in the spam folder. So you want to open that email and click to activate the account. Now, because this email has landed in the spam folder by mistake, these links are not clickable. So I can't actually click to activate this, so I need to move this out of the spam folder in order to click activate account. So I'm going to click not spam at the top here, then I'm going to go back to my inbox and the message is right here. So click wordpress.com, activate, and there we go. So now I can click this link, activate account, and now my account is activated. So we can now sign in. So click sign in to Gravatar. So as you can see, it says, whoops, looks like you don't have any images yet. So click here to add the image. So let's click this right here, and then you want to click upload new here, and then you want to choose the image from your computer. So I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to go into the assets folder, and I'm just going to select this image right here as the Gravatar. Obviously you want to upload an image of yourself, but this is just an example blog. So once you've clicked that, you want to click next, and then if you want, you can crop the image like so, and then you can click crop and finish. And then you can choose a rating for your image. This is just a G rated, so this is fine. So I'm going to click G and then scroll down, and we're pretty much done here. So let's head back to our blog now. So this is in the first tab. So we inside the WordPress dashboard. So let's check out our blog. So if you hover over the blog name and click visit site, let's head to one of our blog posts. So let's go to this one, and if you scroll up here, you can see that the image actually isn't displaying right now. It's just got this Gravatar link, and I'm going to show you the reason why this is happening. So let's go into our WordPress dashboard. So hover over the blog name and click on dashboard, then hover over users and click your profile. So if you scroll down, you can see the email I used for this account is this one right here, info@websitewizard.tv. However, in my Gravatar account, I used this email right here. So because these two emails don't match, that's the reason why this image is not displaying on the blog. So if you want the image to display properly, the email you use inside your Gravatar account has to match the email you've got for your user inside your WordPress dashboard. So I want to show you that right now. So I'm going to go to my Gravatar account. I'm going to copy this email that I've used for this account. I'm going to go to the WordPress dashboard and paste that email here. So now the email is the same inside my WordPress dashboard and my Gravatar account. So once you paste, the emails are the same. I've pasted the new email. I'll scroll to the bottom and click update profile. So now the emails match, I'm going to go back to my blog. So hover over the blog name at the top and click visit site. Now let's go down and visit one of the blog posts. So I'm going to go to this one, click continue reading, and then if you scroll up, boom, there you go. You can see now the image from Gravatar is displaying right here. So this is really cool. It just makes the blog come alive because you've got the author image, and you can, if you want, I've put the blog name here as the author name, but if you want, you can put your real name. If you want to brand yourself, for example, as the author, you can do that. So this just looks really cool. So what we want to do now is we want to make our blog SEO friendly so that our blog can start showing up in the search engine and getting us some SEO traffic. So let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is we want to come over to settings and then click on permalinks. And you want to make sure post name is selected here, so select post name and click save changes. Now we already did that in this tutorial, but I just want to explain the reason why that's important for SEO. So basically what you can do for SEO is this option right here. It will make the post or page name become the URL for that post or page, and the reason why that's important is so that we can include our target keywords inside the post or page title, so that way we get the target keyword inside the URL as well. So that's great for SEO, so that we can start driving free search engine traffic to our blog, which is awesome. So let's now start to install some SEO plugins. So hover over plugins and click add new, and then in the search box here you want to type Yoast SEO and hit enter on the keyboard, and you can see the Yoast SEO plugin right here. So go ahead and click install now, and once that's finished installing, it will say activate. So then go ahead and click on activate. So now that we've activated the Yoast SEO plugin, as you can see down here, you want to click on settings, and then on the left here underneath SEO you can see this XML sitemap. So go ahead and click on that. And as you can see right here, it's already enabled, so we don't have to do anything right here, but I just want to briefly explain what that does. So what the sitemaps will do is they will essentially structure your new content, your blog posts and pages, etc. in a way that it allows the search engines to index that content quickly so that your new content for your blog can show up in the search engines. And that's great because obviously it means we get more search engine traffic, so we get a ton of free traffic coming to our blog. So this XML sitemap functionality will allow our blog content to show up in the search engines quickly so that we can get more search engine traffic. So let's head on over to our pages. So hover over pages and click on all pages, and then let's go over to our cookbook page. So hover over that cookbook page and click edit. In your case, you may have created, this is the lead page for this blog, which in this case was a cookbook page. In your case, it may be something else. If your blog is about weight loss and you created a free weight loss guide as your lead magnet, then your leads page may be weight loss, for example. So it depends what you created, but whatever your lead page was, go ahead and hover over that and click on edit. So if you take a look on the right here, you can see we've got this SEO check right here, and currently it's not available. So what you want to do is scroll down to the bottom here, and you can see this Yoast SEO, and it's got all these options right here. Now if you're not seeing this, all of this stuff, then it could be that this is closed, this little drop down. So if you hit the drop down, you can see right here it may look like that, and if it does look like that for you, then all you need to do is click the drop down here to open up all of these options right here. So what this plugin does is it will allow us to customize how our blog pages will show up in the search engines. So right now you can see this snippet preview here. So this is a preview of how this page on our blog will currently display in the search engines like Google and Bing, etc. So if you want to customize this, then you can do that, and we can do that for SEO reasons to optimize this for our target keywords. And if you don't know what a keyword is, it's simply the words or phrases people are searching inside Google. So if you want this page right here to show up in Google when people are searching the keyword or key phrase delicious dishes, then that will be our target keyword. So if we want this page showing up in Google when people are searching delicious dishes, then we can optimize this content right here for the keyword delicious dishes. So let's do that right now. So what you can do to optimize this page for the search engines is you can make sure your target keyword is in the title and description right here. So as an example, let's say our target keyword was delicious dishes. So what you want to do is just edit this content to make sure you've got that in the title and description. So you can click edit snippet here, and this right here, this title is what you're seeing up here, and the slug here is the URL which you're seeing right here, and then the meta description here is all of this text right here. So we can customize that. Now delicious dishes, that's already in the title, but I just want to show you how to put that in if you want to change it up slightly. So let me say, let's click here and then type get our top 10 delicious, whoops, if I can spell that, delicious dishes cookbook. Or actually I could just say top 10 delicious dishes cookbook. And right here, so as you can see, I've got the keyword right here within the title, and then I can do that for the description as well. So I'll say check out our free delicious dishes cookbook over on our awesome blog. And obviously you can see right here I've made a spelling mistake, so it underlines that in red so you can correct that. So as you can see, if in this example the target keyword is delicious dishes, so I've got that here in the heading and also in the meta description. And then right down, I want to copy that and just paste that here as the focus keyword. And then that way all of these checks can be focused around this keyword right here. So then once you've done that, you just want to press on update. And then if you scroll down, it will tell you an overall summary of your SEO. So it tells us it needs improvement. So if you scroll down, you can see it tells us basically what we need to do. So the green ones, that's fine, you can ignore those. The orange and the red ones are what you want to look at. So it says the focus keyword does not appear in the URL for this page. So another thing you can do to optimize this further is you can actually include the target keyword inside the URL for this page, and that's another way how to optimize it. Now I'm not going to do that now, but that's just something that for you to keep in mind. So if you did want to do that, just click on edit snippet and you can change the slug right here. Actually, let me just do this. Let's just put delicious dishes right here as the slug, and I'll bring these together, put a little dash here, and let's just make this all lowercase. There we go. And as you can see, the URL has now changed. So if I click update now, you're gonna see the SEO. Look, already you can see it says okay, so it's already improved. The SEO for this one, so there we go. So SEO is okay. Let's see what else it's recommended. So you can see the page title is too short, use a space to add a keyword variations and call to actions. So we can optimize this further by making our heading a little longer and maybe adding some call to actions. So let's click edit snippet, top 10 delicious cookbooks dash grab it now, something like that. Let's or grab it for free today. And as you can see, this bar is turning green now, which indicates that we've improved the heading. And as you can see, this is orange, so let's add some more text down here to fill out this as well. So check out our free delicious cookbook. Over on our blog, we show you all of our best recipes we have ever created, or something like that. And now you can see they're both green. If I click update now and then scroll down and check the checklist, as you can see we've got a lot more things are going green now, so we've improved quite a bit. Now we've just got a couple of oranges and a couple of reds. So no links appear in this page, consider adding some as appropriate. So if you want, you can add some links in this content, and that will help to improve your SEO as well. And also the images on this page do not have alt attributes containing the focus keyword. So basically what that means is on this image right here, we can make the alt text contain our target keywords as well. So our target keyword in this example is delicious dishes. So if I copy that, what you can do is you can click on this image right here. So this only applies if you've got images on the page. If you don't have any images on the page, then you don't need to do this. But we've got an image right here, so you can click on the image once, click the pencil icon, and then you can see right here it's alternative text. That's basically the alt text. So you can make sure the target keyword is in here. So I'll put delicious dishes cookbook. So there we go, I've put the target keyword also in the alt text for this image, so I can click update right here. Then I'll click update here to update the changes. And now if I scroll down, check our little checklist. There we go, this one's gone green now. So a couple of other things, the text contains 22 words, this is below the recommended of 300 words. So basically what that's saying is the page should have around 300 words. So this page right here has only got a brief amount of text, so if we want to improve that slightly, we can add more text here, so that will make that one go orange or green. And then also the focus keyword doesn't appear in the first paragraph, so if you want to optimize this further, you can include the target keyword in the first paragraph on this page. So let me just do that now. So subscribe and gain instant access to our bite-sized award-winning cookbook with our top 10 most popular delicious dishes and recipes. There we go. So here's our target keyword, which is in the first paragraph. So let's click update right here on the right to update the changes to this page. And there we go. If we scroll down now, and there we go, that's gone orange now. So as you can see, we've done a much better job with the SEO. And this last one right here, we just need to add some more text to the page. So there we go. So as you can see, you can use this Yoast SEO plugin to optimize this page for SEO so that this page can show up higher in the search engines, which ultimately means we get more free traffic from search engines like Google and Bing, which is awesome. So you essentially want to do the same thing on the pages on your blog that you want optimized for search engines. So we've just done this on our cookbook page. If you've got more pages, so let's hover over pages and click all pages. So if you want to optimize the other pages on your blog for the search engines, then you just do the same thing again. So you'd hover over the page, click on edit, and then scroll down to the bottom of this page and you'll see this Yoast SEO. It may be closed like like this. So if it is, you just need to click this to open that up, and then you can just try to make sure your target keywords are in the title, URL, content, and then just read the and then once you add those in, click update, and then just read the suggestions down here how you can optimize things further for that target keyword. And as I mentioned before about optimizing the images on the pages, that's good too, because when, let's say the target keyword, let's say this image right here, if I left click on that and click the pencil icon and this alternative text, so if I make sure I've included my target keyword here somewhere inside this phrase, then that will help this image show up in search engines like Google Images. So that will help to bring us search engine traffic to our blog when people are searching in Google Images as well. So that's another great thing to do. Now, another thing to keep in mind when you're creating your blog posts and your pages on your blog, you want to make sure all of this content that you're writing here is 100% original and unique. So what that means, so basically if you're going and copying this content from another blog or website and you're just literally pasting it on your own blog, then Google will see that that's been copied from somewhere else, and so it will penalize your blog in the search engines, so it will prevent this page or post from showing up high in the search engines, because essentially you've copied the content from somewhere else. So make sure you're writing 100% original, unique content on your blog to optimize your blog for the search engines so you can show up as high as possible to ultimately get more free search engine traffic. Now, another thing to keep in mind is earlier we were adding our target keyword inside the content on a page. So you want to make sure you only do that a couple of times throughout the content, because if you include your target keyword multiple times throughout your content, Google will actually see that as keyword stuffing, and again it will penalize this page or post from showing up high in the search engines. So if you are including your target keyword in the content, just do it once or twice. Don't go over the top and include it multiple times, because Google will know that you're trying to game the system, and then it will just penalize your blog post, and then so basically we'll push it down lower in the search engines. Now, we obviously want our content to move higher up in the search engines so that we can get free traffic from the search engines. So just make sure you only include your target keywords once or twice in the content. So if we head on over to settings here and then click on reading, you can see this right here, search engine visibility. So you want to make sure that this is unchecked, because if this is checked, it will discourage search engines from indexing this site. So basically what that means is it will stop our blog from showing up in the search engines. Obviously we want our blog to show up in search engines so we can get free search engine traffic. So make sure this is unchecked and then click save changes. So another thing we can do is hover over settings and click on writing here, and then scroll down to the bottom and you can see this update services right here. So the URLs in this list are the ping list essentially. So what the ping list is when we create new content on our blog, it will notify key websites that our blog's got new content. So that will help our new content get indexed fast by the search engines so that our new content can show up quickly in Google so that we can get free search engine traffic. So we can improve this process by adding additional URLs right here, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So I'm over on our website, websitewizard.tv/WordPress ping list, and I'll include this link in the video description as well. So if you visit this URL here, you'll be on this page. So all you need to do is highlight all of these URLs here in this list, and then right click copy, head back to the WordPress dashboard, and then you want to paste these URLs below this existing one. So do not delete this, don't delete this one. Hit enter on the keyboard and then paste these URLs we just copied below this one. So I'm going to do that right now, and then once you've done that, click save changes. So these are just some basic things we can do to optimize our blog for the search engines so that we can get free search engine traffic. So another thing you can do to get free traffic to your blog is you can use social media such as YouTube, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. So just like I'm doing in this video, I'm helping you create your WordPress blog, and you can do the same thing in your niche, whether it be weight loss or cooking or whatever. If you can offer people free helpful information that's useful to them and then offer them more information on your blog, then that's another great way to get free traffic to your blog. So if you do the SEO as well as the social media, then that's a great combination for getting free traffic to your blog. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to set up Google AdSense so you can have ads on your blog like this and you can start making money from your blog. So let's get to it. So there's a few requirements. The first one is you need to be at least 18 years old to create or set up a Google AdSense account. And the second thing is you need to make at least $10 to activate your AdSense account. And the third thing is you need to make at least $100 through your AdSense ads in order to link your bank account or your PayPal account to your AdSense account so that you can start getting paid. So you won't get paid from Google AdSense until you've reached a minimum of $100. So just be mindful of that. So if you don't make $100 in the first month, then it will roll over to the second month. So we're going to add some AdSense ad blocks on our blog. So this is an example ad. So when people interact with this ad, you can get paid for that ad as a lump sum at the end of each month. And as I mentioned before, you only get paid if you meet the $100 minimum. So once your account reaches $100, then you'll get paid. So let's get started with setting up AdSense. So let's head on over to Google. So you just want to type in AdSense sign up here and then hit enter on the keyboard. And as you can see, the first result is sign up for AdSense, so go ahead and click on that. So you've got two options here. You can use your existing Google account to sign up here, or you can create a new one. I'm going to create a new one for this tutorial, just to show you how to do that. So I'm going to click create account, and then you just need to fill out your details here. Now, I recommend you definitely fill out all of your correct details here. That way you won't have any problems when you're getting paid. So just make sure you enter all your correct details here. Obviously this is just an example account, so I'm just going to enter some dummy details here, but in your case you obviously want to enter your real details here so you can make sure that you get paid properly. So I'm just going to add some sample details here for this test account. So just scroll down and click to agree to the terms. And there we go, verify your email address. So I need to click the verification link inside my email. So I'll do that right now. So I'm just logging into my email account here. And this is just a dummy email account, so don't email me on this because I won't get your messages. So here we go, let me go over to my email and go to the inbox. So here's my email account verification. So this is a Google email verification. So open that up and just click the link to verify and continue to Google AdSense. So here we go. So we've now activated our Google AdSense account. So the next step is to enter your blog address right here. So if your blog was pinkjackets.com, then you would want to enter http://www.pinkjackets.com. Now this is just an example account, so I'm just going to say this is an example and EEE. There we go. I'm sure no one owns that domain. And then select your language here. So I'm going to select English and then just click on save and continue. So select your country here, which is where you reside, and the time zone, and an account type. If you're an individual, select individual. If you're a business, select business. So I'm going to select individual here. Then you want to complete all your details here. Now obviously you want to make sure you're entering real and valid details here. So this is just an example, so I've just put some dummy content here, but in your case you want to make sure you're putting all the correct details. So put your name, address, city, contact telephone number, email, and how did you get to know AdSense. You can put whatever you want here, it's not really that important. Now when you apply for AdSense, you want to make sure a few things you meet their requirements, because they won't automatically accept everyone's account, so you need to make sure you're sticking to their rules and regulations. So for example, you want to make sure your blog posts have at least 500 words in them, because Google obviously want their ads displayed on sites that have a good chunk of content. So make sure all of your blog posts have at least 500 words. And you also want to make sure you're using original content, so don't go copying content from another blog and just pasting it on your site. make sure you write in 100% original content on your own blog. So those are a couple of things that will help get your application approved. And a couple of other things to make note of is that Google doesn't allow their ads to be displayed on sites that promote adult content or hates and stuff like that. So if you've got an adult based site, then you're not going to get approved basically. So those are just a few things to keep in mind when you're applying. So once you've completed all your details here, go ahead and click submit my application. So once you submit your application, Google's going to send you an email telling you that they've reviewed your application and letting you know whether you've been approved or not. If you're not approved, they'll tell you the reasons why, so you can go ahead and make those changes, but hopefully you'll all be approved as long as you're sticking to the guidelines, you're writing original content on your blog, you're creating minimum 500 words per blog post, so there's actually content on your blog, and you've got more than sort of 5 to 10 pages on your blog. If you've got a lot of blog posts, that will help as well. So just make sure you've got a lot of content on your blog before you apply to have ads on your blog. So once your application's approved, Google will send you an email saying welcome, your application's been approved, and just have a link in there saying get started now. I'm not going to submit this application because it's just got a load of dummy details, but once you submit yours, you'll get an email from Google telling you that your application's been approved and to get started. So I'm now going to show you how to log into your AdSense account. So to log into your AdSense account, just go to Google and search AdSense, login, or just AdSense, and here we go. You can see this right here, AdSense. So go and click on that, and then you want to click on sign in at the top here. So I'm going to log in, so I'll pause the video while I log in. So as I mentioned before, I'm going to block out all of my details here because I obviously want to protect my account. But I'm going to show you how to grab that code for your ads and post those on your blog. So once you've logged into your AdSense account, if you want to see your daily earnings and monthly earnings, you can just click on home right here. And if you click the gear icon here, you can click on payments and see how much Google's actually paid you each month. So you're going to want to create an ad unit for your blog. So click on My Ads here and then click on New Ad Unit. So you want to give your ad a name, so I'm just going to call this ad 1, or you can call this ad sidebar so you know which ad this is. I'm going to call this ad sidebar because we're going to place this ad in the sidebar of our blog. So give it a heading here, and then you can choose the sizes you want right here. As you can see, they give you some recommended ones, or you can hit the drop down and choose horizontal banner and choose a different size, rectangular, etc. But let me go to recommended because they know the best ones to use. So as you can see, this one right here has a little icon of a mobile device, and so does this one. So these two right here are responsive, which is awesome. You want to be using responsive ads on your blog because when people are viewing your blog from a mobile device, then the ads will show properly, so you can still earn money from your blog. So I'm going to choose this one right here, automatic size responsive. So just go ahead and click on that. You can click on different ones here to select them. I want this one right here, the automatic size, and so I'm going to click on that to select that one. And I'll just show you that on the blog. So if I go over to my blog, scroll down, that's going to be this ad right here that's going to show up. So we're grabbing the code, we're going to paste it in the sidebar so ads like this can show up in the sidebar on our blog. And then if you scroll down, you can see ad type here, and if you hit drop down, there's different options. So use text and display ads. This one will earn you the most money, so choose text and display ads, which is selected by default. And as you can see right here, they tell you that it's recommended based on potential revenue. So in the next option, you can see text and style, so hit the drop down there. So we can basically choose the different color schemes for our ads. So I recommend you choose either the default one here or minimalist. And as you can see down here, there's a preview of how this looks. So we've currently got default selected. So it's got the blue heading, the black text, and the blue button. If I select this one, for example, you can see that it's got a black background, pink text, white text, and a blue button. So if you choose ads which match the color scheme of your blogs, then that will help to increase revenue. Now, if you're just getting started out, I recommend you choose the default one, as that's a good overall one to choose. So I recommend the default one. So this is the best option to if you're just getting started out and you're a complete beginner. Blue buttons and blue text usually convert the best anyway, so that's a good all-rounder to start off with. So for the text ad style, click on the default one and let me click to minimize that, and then scroll down and you want to click save and get code, and then you just want to copy the code right here. So copy all of this code and we're going to paste this on our blog in the sidebar. So let's do that now. So we're over on the WordPress dashboard. So you want to hover over appearance and click on widget, and then you want to scroll down on the left and grab a text widget and then dump that in the sidebar. You can put it on the top, or I'm going to put it in the bottom in this case, the bottom of the sidebar. You just want to right click in content here and paste that code right there, then click save, and that is it. We're done. Let's go over to our blog. So I'm going to hover over the blog name, right click on visit site and open that in a new tab. And now if you scroll down to the bottom of the sidebar right here, you'll see our ad. There we go. Here's our ad. Now at the moment it's completely blue. That's fine. Whenever you add a new ad on your blog or website through AdSense, it usually does appear plain like this to begin with, and then after an hour or so you'll start seeing the actual ad. So there we go. We've now got ads on our blog. So when people interact with these ads, at the end of the month we'll be paid a lump sum into our bank account or PayPal, however you set it in your AdSense account. And as I mentioned before, you need to earn a minimum of $100 to get paid. So once your account reaches $100, you'll get paid straight into your bank account or PayPal account. So we've now added our AdSense ads to our blog right here, and AdSense allow you to add up to 3 ads per page. So we can actually add 2 more ads on our blog right here. However, if you're a complete beginner and your blog still has not much content or visits, then I definitely recommend you just start off with 1, because you don't want to bombard all your visitors with ads everywhere before they've even had a chance to dive into your content and find value in it. So when you're starting out with your blog, 1 ad just in sidebar here will be fine, and then once you grow out your blog and get more and more traffic, then you can add an ad block here and also an ad block down the bottom. And AdSense only allow you to have up to 3 ads. That's the maximum, and I'll show you in later tutorials how to add more ads, but for now we're just sticking with 1 in the sidebar right here. And what I'll do is I'll give out a free PDF guide showing you how to get the maximum earnings from your AdSense on your blogs and websites, and you can get access to that when you sign up to our newsletter. So head on over to websitewizard.tv and sign up to our newsletter, and you can download that free guide showing you how to get the maximum AdSense earnings from your blogs and websites, and I'll leave the link to that in the video description. So we've now reached the end of this tutorial showing you how to start a profitable blog. I hope you enjoyed the training. If you liked the tutorial, then let me know by liking the video. And if there's something I didn't cover in the tutorial that you have a question for, then just let me know by dropping a question below the video and I'll get back to you. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our future training. You can also check out some of the free stuff on our website at websitewizard.tv, and you can download our free customizable logos, you can take our free courses, and we've got a bunch of other free resources, including a free PDF guide showing you how to get the maximum earnings from AdSense on your blog. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.